Hello, I'm Redleg. In the 18 months since WTF Nation Radio first went on the air, we've grown far quicker than I'd ever anticipated. In fact, we've outgrown our current staff's capabilities, and some of them have threatened to quit if I don't get them some help. If you're interested in joining the WTF Nation Radio team, head over to WTFNationRadio.com, click on Contact Us, and then click on Join Our Team. We're looking forward to working with you. Thank you for your interest in WTF Nation Radio.
If that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much gonna be me sitting there talking shit, like, constantly.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, what's up? God. Welcome to Thursday's Sergeant's Time on this 11 May 2017. Man, dudes, what a freaking week in the news and all that. You're listening to me, Ice, Great Cloud Mom. We got the rest of the gang calling up in a minute here on Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio at the WTF Nation Center of Functional Veteran Excellence. Man, okay, guys, I'm gonna get something off my chest. All right,
What you got?
I'm butthurt.
Go for it.
I'm butthurt. Literally, I'm butthurt. Here's what happened. Of course, you guys have known I am now transitioned out to be from a first sergeant because now I have been selected for the next rank up. And when that happened, they say, okay, there you go. See you. Now we got to move you out. So they put me in a place.
Is it dark?
It's dark. It's got no fucking windows, and it's a skiff. Okay? I can't even tell you what the fuck I do because according to, obviously, specific requirements and regulations, I can't discuss what I do inside the skiff, whether it be classified or unclassified, obviously. So today I had a fucking experience of some fucking nosy ass people when I'm trying to do shit on the main page. And they're like, is that your Facebook account? That the fuck it is, man. How about you fucking have headlines at the front? Do you always get busted a lot for cheating in fucking school, for keeping your eyes going left and right? What the fuck, over? God damn, that's what you got. Man, shut the fuck up, dude. Before your face meets. Dude, it's just cranky. I mean, I shouldn't take it out on the Joes. It's not their fault. But, you know, I miss that shit, man. It just kind of fucking miss the troops.
So,
and I don't have any orders on where I'm going. I don't know if I'm going res or non-res. I don't fucking know. After this broadcast, who knows? So, the need to CSA intensifies. But, yeah, dude, it just fucking blows. How do you skiff monkeys do it? Fuck.
very carefully with lots of coffee and lots of breaks.
Oh my God! No wonder, because I was kind of wondering how come everybody takes fucking smoke breaks. Now I fucking know. It's not so much smoke breaks. It is so much as they just get up and then they freaking
walk around, get outside.
Yeah, to get some air. And then they're like, "Yeah, is you gonna join us?" I'm like, "I don't smoke anymore, dude." It's like, "Oh no, you need to get out." You know, okay, whatever. You know, fucking yeah.
So when I was a young Joe stationed at a certain location, you would see those soldiers that smoked. They were gone like once an hour for like 10 to 15 minutes. So they would take their smoke break. So I would get up, walk around, walk outside, and come back in. My NCO asked me one time where I was going. I said, "I'm going outside to take a fresh air break." "Well, you can't do that." Then they're not allowed to take a smoke break.
Yeah, exactly.
Needless to say, nobody questioned me about it after that.
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna freaking allow soldiers to fucking smoke, and people ask me, yeah, is it okay for you to fucking you want to dip? No, dude. But is it okay? Does it bother you? No, as long as you have a fucking closed bottle, a lid that's got a bottle that's got a closed lid to it. I don't care if you fucking dip, but you carry that motherfucker out of here because we have Joes that clean the trash out and they don't want no fucking biohazard get in their fucking hands. Take your shit out, and they do. We got a pretty mature shop, but I don't want to claim it's my shop. How about that? I don't want to say I don't want to. I don't want to have no ownership to that fucking organization because everyone's looking at me. Yeah, I need some help with this, and yeah. Well, blah 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 blah. Well, I can't fucking help you. Well, what were you up here for? And then you have individuals that are in there that automatically want to volunteer. Oh, well, now that you're in here, you can help me out with this project. I'm like, what the fuck? No, I'm not gonna help you. What the fuck? No way, dude. It is a common. I don't know how. Maybe it's because I was fucking pampered. You know what I mean? Being a platoon sergeant, you had your own fucking office. Being a first sergeant, you had your own office. And hopefully, when I pin the next one on and I have my own office, then nobody will fuck me, right? Well, being in this fucking common area, I had a pair goes, yeah, well, welcome to working with the commoners now. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, dude. You finally got to work up your ass.
Yeah, so in every skiff I've ever been in, the only person that ever had their own office was the three.
Yeah, well, of the respective other people that are a subset of those, if you know what I'm saying. So, and what made me mad is that, you take a lot of things for granted working from a common building into a skiff because the first thing you do is you get looked up and down by the MPs. ICE loves MPs, but dude, I just saw you were just shooting the shit in the parking lot, and then as soon as I walk into the skiff, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Do you have that? Where's your badge? Don't forget this. Don't forget that. Blah, 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 blah. Ensure that you not have this exposed. I'm like, whoa, dude. I'm not, I'm not fucking Snowden, dude. I'm not walking in there and Chelsea Manning your ass and shit. I just fucking, damn.
Speaking of that, Jack Wad, 6 days. 6 days, nation. Be on the lookout.
I was gonna talk about that. So yeah, and then of course I have all the I have my sergeant majors and my fucking they're just, oh, you'll get used to it, it'll be all right. You're no longer down on the line, man. You can understand that this. I'm like, yeah, but let's go to lunch. I'm like, okay, let's go to lunch, and then we go to lunch and shoot the shit. All right, and it's like when you were a first sergeant or you were a platoon sergeant and you all went back together, right? You kind of went back to fucking. You all went back from lunch, and you all went back to your same workplace. It's almost like we all break up in the parking lot. You know what I mean? We have like our lunch date just breaks up. Okay, see you guys later. ICE, all right, man, take it easy. I'm like, but I want to hang out with you guys. I want to fucking It blows, dude. It fucking and then the net monkeys, the individuals in there that are working certain stuff that have no idea what you've done down on the line, and they try to grasp what you're trying to do, and to articulate to that, you have to speak in like binary code to them, just about. You know what I mean? It's almost like, here, hang on. Go to this USB cord and fucking stick it in your ass. Okay, now fucking start downloading. Dude, I can't explain. Well, you know, blah, blah, blah. They're like, you some big brain kids. And I don't want to say I feel intimidated, but yeah, I do, because holy shit.
Oh yeah, there have been some really great analysts I've worked with in the past. A lot of them junior guys. They just know their craft, and you sit down, you'll have a conversation with them on something you're working, because they're that SME you need to talk to about it, and they will go back to explain to you the history of that situation, so how it applies to the current situation you are now facing.
Oh my god!
And how to attack it.
Oh my god! Exactly. I got explained to what fucking coffee came from, and I'm like, dude, all I wanted to know was about this place and that place. Well, you know, coffee comes from an area that's blah, the synthesis of this is blah blah blah, and actually these certain groups do. I'm like, you've got to be fucking, dude. I just act where the fucking Keurig cups was at. That's all I fucking wanted to know. You know what I mean? So I think you're gonna have to help me, Grey Cloud, in my skiff therapy here to ensure that I'm not losing my shit. So I and they fuck with me a lot. They mess with. It's almost like you know when you someone plays the fucking they tap your other shoulder and you look one way and then they're like that, like hee 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 hee, and they all fucking run the dude. I feel so out of my element because, you know, you're not a first sergeant. You know, you're no longer a position of power. You know, you can walk into an area and you see a diamond on you. They're like, ooh, first sergeant, yeah, first sergeant, hey, what's up, first sergeant, yeah, first sergeant, yeah, first sergeant.
Now you're just 3 chevrons and 3 rockers.
And now you're just, hey, what's up, sergeant? What? Oh, what's up, Master Sergeant? Hey, Master Sergeant. Hey, what's up? Hey, Master Sergeant, what's going on? Hey, Master Sergeant. Hey, Master Sergeant. I was like, damn, it's just fucking, damn.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yes, Faith, it's Beaker speak.
Yeah, it is Beaker speak. It is very much Beaker speak. Because I speak fucking Swedish chef. Bork, 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 fucking speak. I don't fucking speak the Beaker shit. So yeah, the little fucking, yeah, it's payback. It's okay. It's all right. You'll be all right. Yeah. Because I'm putting in for fucking, for Fort Huachuca, goddammit, to be your fucking sergeant major. Yep. Yeah, see what fucking happens then. Yeah. Then what?
Don't scare the Joes.
No, man, I'm just fucking.
Yeah. Don't scare them down.
They're like, I'm your fucking branch manager, son. So yeah, it's a little intimidating. I wouldn't say intimidating. It's just one of those comfort zone things where you're so used to. You've been on the line so long, and you've chewed dirt, and you've fucking you've been on the gun line. You've been doing a bunch of stuff, and then you come up there, and it's. There are certain, I guess you would say, faux pas I didn't know you couldn't do or not do. Put your fucking BlackBerry down. I guess it's not cool to say when someone's fucking, Yeah, exactly. Phil, just yell, "Shut the fuck up, nerd!" if they give me the whole life story. And they're right, they do. They give me they don't give me their whole life story. They give me the life story of whatever I'm asking for. Well, the Keurig is actually a Swedish term for. I'm like, oh god, dude, just tell me where the fucking cups are at. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Dude, I'm serious.
Hold on, let me take this phone call.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. Holy crap! It's just one of those things I got to get used to, man. It's really weird. So somebody goes. I see somebody on the fucking BlackBerry, right? We're having a fucking meeting and shit, and it's and it's not in the skiff obviously, but it's with other staff people, and it's in an area that it's not inside, so that you can have a phone in there, and it's actually a government phone that they're authorized to have. And the next thing you know, they're playing on it, and I go, fucking really? Put your fucking phone down. And I didn't see the rank, because, the rank's on our chest now, right? And it was a fucking major, and everyone went, nobody talks to this fucking major like that, right? And everyone was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Looks like ICE is going to have a good time here on the staff. They're yucking it up and shit, right? God.
And that's when you turn around and say, this is the field where I grow my fucks. You will notice it is barren.
No, actually, I use the Doc Madness.
Telling the shit in a bag.
I was about to say, I've been using shit in the bag, Pogue, And I asked them, how come they're not listening to WTF Nation Radio on the fucking in here? I'm like, what is that? I'm like, what do you fucking mean you don't know what the fuck that is? You don't fucking know what WTF Nation Radio is? Because I walked in and there was kids on the main page looking at some shit. And I'm like, oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. But they don't know, you know, government money spent on the most advanced systems to do stuff. And they don't know how to tune into fucking WTF Nation Radio. So I showed them.
Yeah, but
And
if you're telling off majors, it's gonna fucking narrow down your PERSEC BSD slash.
Well, I'll be honest with you. After the news that I got today, fuck them. Oh man,
Was it something you already mentioned, or is it something that you'll tell me later offline?
It was something I already mentioned. Yeah. So.
Okay.
But no, my point being is that it's just not. I'm not used to the staff life. I'm not used to the. You know, when you see guys. Oh, you'll see motherfuckers turning in stats and stuff like that, and then you're sitting there watching these guys. I mean, 100% fucking lie off of their fucking ass when you know you just came down from the line, and you know what these guys have been doing, and you know that you're looking at the, you know, you're looking at the freaking the brigade commander and the fucking battalion commander, and I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy's fucking telling the fucking truth. There's no
way this guy runs a 13-minute 2-mile.
There's no, exactly. And he's the guy standing up talking about Master Fitness and PRT, and you better make sure you're fucking. Make
it's
sure.
Like fuck, dude. There's there's like the term for bitches is like muffin top.
Yes.
Where
yes.
their fucking ass and their fucking.
Oh, dude, it's
shit climbs over their belt line.
Yeah,
there's one like that for dudes too. I actually fucking the first time I heard it was mentioned about our company commander.
Yeah.
When I was still in the infantry. They call them a pair body.
Yeah.
And it's like that pair body is not doing no 10 pull-ups.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Don't even go about the fucking pull-ups, man. Holy shit. So doing PT. I'm gonna have to dime you out. What is that? So I show up to formation, right? Fall in. Shoot the port and roger that. Oh, hey, Master Sergeant, come here. What? You don't have? Why are you in formation? Because it's formation and it's PT, right? Well, yeah, but I'm the first sergeant. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you're the first sergeant. Go ahead, carry on, do whatever, man. Yeah, but most of the senior staff they do PT on their own. I'm like, huh? They go with the chief of staff and they go fucking do their shit. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like making fun of me. They're yucking it up. Look at us.
They're not making fun of you, dude. The thing is that if you set the precedent, well, not set the precedent, but ruin their fucking thing.
And that's
that
what
they
it
have
is.
Going,
It is. You know, you see.
Then other people, it's going to be more questionable. They're going to be like, well, now I wonder why these old fuckers aren't doing PT with the rest of us.
Well, and that's the thing. It's well, no, because all the senior leadership they do PT, but they don't do it there with the troops. You know, with the HSC. And so they don't do it, they have their own stuff. And so I'm sitting there going, okay, well, I'm seeing PT, what's up with this PT shit? And all right, cool. And then that's when the first round I was like, hey man, you don't fucking, I go, bro, it's PT, right? No man, but you're yeah, I'm the first round. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, dude. Like, I didn't want to seem like I was intimidating. I stood in the back. I didn't want to fucking, I didn't know I was given this, dude, you're promotable now. You can just do PT with the senior staff. I'm like, huh? Really? Well, fuck. Where are they at? And where they meeting at? I'm coming to find out. Hey, where were you guys at this morning? Oh, well, we met at the gym, and then we decided to go hang out with a blah blah blah. Yeah, like
pancake breakfast.
Yeah, fucking Pilates faggot, and trying to talking about getting gains and all sorts of stuff. And there's like one dude. It's like that one. They all circle around, all the fucking staff. When you circle around this one guy who's like the P90X.
The one dude who's lactating. He's so fucking fat.
No. It was like the guy. It's like the guy that they all look up to, and he's the guy that you see wearing 511 pants, Under Armour fucking shirt, and a Suntoe watch, getting fucking egg white omelets, and everyone's fucking oogling this guy because he's like, oh, PT, oh, this guy's a stud. And this guy was what was the term I like to hear him? He's serving spec ops, man. And so those guys are just kind of like the way they are. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. The guy's a fucking
nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. So I go and I run down the fucking little trailer there and I didn't find nobody, so I'm like, okay, fuck it. And then the sergeant major is like, hey, so you had a good experience with PT this morning? I said, yeah, I was the only one that did it. And then everyone in the fucking in the stand up this morning, oh, I'm like, what? Is that another fucking faux pas? I mean, I'm really having this difficulty trying to understand the I guess you could say the mechanizations of working on a staff. And I'm like, all right, fucking, because everybody down on the skip, everybody works down there. You got the two through whatever's, all the way to the 3s through the whatever's, through the the 6s through the whatever. So it's pretty much you say something and you're pretty much diming everybody out. I did drink all their coffee, so I was just like, damn, dude.
Just be careful, dude. You fuck up even a little bit, and you're gonna get rammed by the 2 through 6, fucking to the point where it's gonna leave your asshole hanging out.
Oh, I've been divorced, bro. It just flies right in. It's like fucking, you've been divorced a few times. It's like fucking throwing a hot dog down a hallway. A fucking Cessna through a fucking Boeing hangar. 747. It's not a big deal. And also nobody knows me. That's the best part about it. Nobody really knows me at that level because you're at a fucking brigade level staff, and so you're in a huge fucking. I don't believe how huge this fucking staff is. Like, god damn, where the fuck are you guys at? No wonder we got nobody down on the fucking battalions and shit. Y'all fucking up here. So yes, that was my big faux pas is diming everybody out about PT, which I guess I don't need to do it. I guess it's time for me not to do PT. And then me not diming out specific sections. I guess because I said something also in another, because I don't realize that the battle rhythm has specific times.
Just be careful about how detailed you get with
my stories about the staff.
Yeah.
Well,
I know I get carried away too, but
yeah.
I mean,
no, I just talking about the generalities of stuff. You know what I mean? Like understanding, and this is everybody's stuff too. Understanding the battle rhythm. Knowing that you have a cub and a bub and a stub and a nub and all this other fucking meanings that you had. A stand-ups, stand-downs, circle twos. What other ones? There's some other ones too. Huddles.
What the fuck, dude? It sounds like euphemisms for like variations of gay prison sex.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Turkish ones too. So I'm like, god damn, dude. I really don't fucking, okay. And again, I'm trying to be the good staff guy, wondering, okay, what's this about? And kind of scratching my head and then all that, and then nothing happened. And then I'm like, okay, so all right, sorry, Major, I'm out of here, man. I gotta go. I was like, okay, thanks. And then he sent me a text. He's like, dude, stop checking in on me. Stop sending me texts about where you're at, because I'm so used to, you know what I mean? I'm so used to having that accountability thing. Hey, I'm over here.
Micromanagement.
Well, no, it's not micromanagement. Is that because I figure now that I am now the Joe, as opposed to being a first sergeant, then you obviously as a responsible NCO, you're letting everybody know, hey, I'm over here, man. I got this going on. So
yeah, but you're not a Joe. That's the problem with those fucking places, man. No,
that's what I'm saying. It's conditioned to me because I know that when you have senior leadership that's responsible for you, that you just it's a courtesy. Hey, man, I'm over here. I got this going on. So I got a text. Stop texting me. Dude, you don't need to know. You don't need to tell me where you're at. I got it. You're going home. Got it. I'm like, god damn, dude, really? Fuck. Okay, cool. All right, thanks. Yeah, everyone's talking about doing sham status. I'm doing this wrong, I guess. I'm totally doing this wrong. What is PT?
Nah, dude, that's the problem, and then that's how you got fucking like battalion sergeant majors running prostitution rings out of their fucking barracks. Nobody's heard from them for fucking like 2 weeks, and they're like passed out on fucking coke binges in the fucking like med section fucking holding area somewhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just knowing my way through the staff and haven't been to the big division meetings or something like that. You know what I mean? I haven't been to those yet. I'm pretty sure they're not going to keep me there or whatever, so we'll see what happens. But it's exciting going through this this change of lifestyle. Okay, now that you're transitioning to staff, understand that you can't say fuck all the time. Okay, and this is
Are you serious? They actually said that?
Well, one of the JAG chicks is really fucking cool as shit, and she don't give a fuck. And it was funny when she said, "Ice, you dropped." I counted. Everyone in the JAG office was counting how many F-bombs you were dropping when you were giving your portion of the briefs. I'm like, really? I'm thinking, oh, well, how much did I fucking say? And she's like, okay, well, here's how much did you get? So and so. Oh, how much did you get? So apparently, I did about 25 F-bombs.
Well, tell them that if they fucking contributed, then you wouldn't have to fucking carry the whole weight by yourself.
Oh no, it's funny. It's just they thought it was funny because I was, releasing myself into that specific. See, I can't even go into the meeting stuff now. But anyway,
Releasing yourself.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
Nice.
it's hard, dude. I can't. Because when you're a first sergeant and you go off on the formation and because the soldiers are doing this or the NCOs are not doing that or whatever, you go off on the fucking formation and everyone's like, yeah, fucking first sergeant's pissed, and then that's it. And then the CSM will call you up and sergeant major's like, hey, dude, did you say this in formation? And you're like, oh fuck yeah, I did. All right, dude, be careful, man. All right, cool, thanks, and that was it. But over here, you say, well, because blah blah blah, and everyone's like, I can't believe he said. Did he really say? No, he did not say. He really he told that guy he was a fucking bitch. Oh my god! And then, water cooler talk. Oh my god! He said he was a bitch. I just think it's funny. So I'm gonna need some help, guys, on the staff. My staff tutoring. I'm trying not to, let everybody know that.
Make him change to you, bro. That's my advice.
F Moab. Stefan.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I'm not changing. It's just I don't know how staffs work. I mean, you gotta remember, man. I haven't been a staff since I was a freaking shit.
Be the change you want in the world.
I should be the change. Make staff great again. Is that what you're saying? I should run on a campaign like that.
Pretty much.
It's gonna be huge.
Change it around. Be like, today we're gonna elect a president.
Today this bub is gonna be huge. We're gonna build a slot.
You're gonna hurt his brain with that talk.
I was about to say stop now. I'm getting all excited. I'm thinking of all the euphemisms now. This bub is gonna be huge. We will build a slide deck, and the S3 so and so will build it. And they will pay for it. Hell yeah!
Make the fucking S6 do it.
Yeah, S6 will pay for this.
That's more of a fucking relatable analogy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Mexican and the wall.
Yeah, and the wall. Yeah, exactly. And then because I have some mixture of that, then they'll be like, oh, what's wrong with eyes? Yes, no, this could happen in any staff. I'm being specific to just working on staff.
It sucks.
God,
I had more time wasted.
Stories from staff.
Yeah, stories from staff.
I had more time wasted in staff meetings. We calculated it up one week. Basically, 3 out of the 5 days of the work week were spent in meetings, trying to decide on what to do and how to cover down on mission-specific items.
Like, what was it? Cornflower blue fucking logo brands.
Well, my biggest thing is that you're right. I spent, since I've been working on the staff now, I've spent of actual work that it was when I detonated on somebody looking over at my screen. And they were like looking at me like I was messed up because they were looking at my screen, and I'm like, what the fuck, really, dude? You got fucking traveling eyes or some shit? Oh, it's a pretty good Facebook you got. Shut the fuck up,
Dude, you should have gone off on him, like,
I did.
Like,
no, I did.
You felt like you were being sexually harassed.
Oh, no, I don't pull that card, man.
No, I'm just saying, like, because then you're sure they'll never look at your shit again.
Fucking Doc.
Are you threatening me? Just start like screaming in the mid. Just start screaming at the screen. Are you threatening me? Are you feeling like oh my god?
I'm
no,
sexy.
Man. Did you just assume my gender?
Did you just assume my staffness? Is that what you just said? Did you just assume my staffology and shit? There are some guys though that are on staff. I'm glad they're not down on the line. How about that? You're like, bro,
those snowflakes are there for a reason.
You are gonna be killed, brother, if you're down on the fucking line. The left is messed up. How come you could say something like that? Because I really think you're gonna get motherfuckers killed if you're down on the line, or you're going to get killed if you're down on the line doing stuff. So.
Yeah, but that's not fucking necessarily. I don't know. I can appreciate both sides of the argument that I was about to present. So
well,
I'm just gonna let it go.
Well, no, the thing is that everyone has to do their time, and some people are really good at staff work, and they're the ones that are they're pretty good at staff work, and they just if they know that they're not going to be going down on the line and able to perform on the line, then that's fine. That's totally acceptable. But you got the guys that are the ones that are like, oh, if I was down there, I'd be blah, blah, blah. And I would be telling motherfuckers this. And then they get down there, and then you find out 3 months into their tenure down the line, they got fucking relieved or something like that. Or like you said, running prostitutions, rustic prostitutes out of freaking whatever. So, yeah, man.
That's dude. Like we had one dude, OIF1, fucking left a thermal sight on a fucking OP, right? Like one of the weapons mounted ones.
Oh, the glid.
And that was like the good shit back in the day.
Back in the day, the glids were awesome.
And he gave false sensitive items reports for fucking like a month or something. But finally, like after a month, there's like a big like battalion. No, it was a company Alpha that they fucking assembled into to get, and they were like getting hands on everything, you know. And we couldn't find this thermal weapon site. And this fucking piece of shit, man, he was threatened to be killed on the next stop that we did by somebody that I overheard. And battalion sergeant major happened to be there and pulled that motherfucker into staff like then and there. Because he was black, he was promoted to E6.
Oh God, dude!
Before the deployment was over, actually.
Why does it have to do with
staff?
God, man. Oh, we were doing so good too. 31 minutes into the show, and then you had to drop that. Thank you.
Drop what? I didn't even use any racial algorithms.
Okay, so speaking of which, okay. Oh, hey, real quick, I gotta do some house cleaning. Yes, I gotta do house cleaning. So we've got a good show tonight. We are going to have a guest. We haven't had a guest in a while. And tonight we're going to have Todd Boding from Carry the Load. He's a native Texan. His professional background began in 1989 when he enlisted in the Marine Corps. He ultimately earned the rank of major in the infantry and completed his commitment to the Corps in 2003. And he's going to come on here to talk about his nonprofit dedicated to providing active, meaningful ways to honor and celebrate the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes, military and law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders. So, looking forward to having him on. He'll be on here in about 30 mics. And, yeah, pretty pumped up. We haven't had a guest in a while. We got a show every night.
What the fuck are you talking about in a while?
Oh.
We had one last week.
Oh, did we have one last week? Who did we have last week? Dude, I'm losing.
Yeah, we did, dude. The fucking dude with the shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. We did. That's right. We did. My bad. Dude, hey, staff has been fucking me up, bro. It's been fucking up my memory. It is. I actually am walking around.
It's like a time warp.
It is, dude.
Like a whole fucking 10 years has passed since the last show.
It had a decade of the show. I literally now carry a little, little camouflage, little day planner books. It's got the little OCP pattern. That's got, my name Ice on there with the rank and all looking all big.
Why would you put the pattern on there? Don't be gay.
Well, it came like that. It was a gift. Somebody
regular,
it was a gift. It was
cheapo one.
It was a
Steal
gift
it from S4.
It was a gift. That's
they're hoarding boxes.
That's exactly what I got it from. It was a gift. I got it from some of the sustainers. They gave me one of those little day planners that's got the little stuff on that. So I walk around with that, and I actually I have to write shit down. I literally got got this meeting that time, got that meeting that time. And then, of course, you have...
Why don't you use your fucking phone, dude?
I just told you I work in a skiff, bro.
So? Hillary does it?
Yeah.
Oh, God,
oh, my, well, yeah.
No,
okay.
I just did.
I was telling you that...
Come at me, bro.
No.
You mad?
Drop trowel, bro. Drop it. Come at me.
Which Starbucks you use.
Oh, man. Yeah, exactly.
I'm scared. I'm not even VPNing my fucking connection, dude. Of course, anybody that wants to could fucking know where I'm at.
Oh, man.
I'll be more than happy.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're welcome. Trying to dime me out and shit. It has been like fucking 10 years. It seems like it's been forever because you don't realize how many tasks or how many, I guess you would say engagements that you were involved in when you're just working on fucking stuff. You just piled on. Going back to what I was saying, realizing that after all those fucking meetings that I've done this week, I've only worked at the most 45 minutes. Oh, and a couple times taking a piss. So I didn't work when I was taking a piss. So
just wait till you go into your said location when it's dark out, and you come out and it's dark out and you're done for the day. That is fucking depressing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I'm looking forward to losing my tan.
How's that depressing? That's beautiful, man. You don't have to see the goddamn sun with its like.
Well, I will say this.
light-sapping
I will say
fucking
this.
rays.
Yeah, there's a couple times where I've come in. I've left. I'm gonna come into work early, and then there's another time where I left a little bit later than normal. And it is kind of cool just to drive in and there's like no traffic. There's like hardly any traffic at all. You just zoom right in. You're at work. You just knock some shit out, and then you come back out, and then okay, you get the frantic fucking email. Oh, what was this? What was this slide deck at? Where was this report? You know, you're like, fuck, dude, really? So, hey, we got a show every night, 20 to 2300. We also have a show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Liquid Lunch. Hey, you know, we're not fucking perfect. So when people talk shit about, oh, how come you not bring whatever, we got Microsoft, Skype, and we have all a bunch of interweb bullshit going on. So that way, if we don't start a show on time, stick around, man. That's what WTF stands for. Wait till formation. How about that, huh? So wait till fucking formation when the shit comes out. Then you'll be able to fucking understand, oh, okay, well, these guys
That's
are...
actually pretty good. I've never heard that before.
That's an old school term. That is a really old school term. So as that was actually written on there, you know, WTF on some of the stuff, but obviously Joes have turned it into a new vernacular when you say, what the fuck? So, pretty excited. What do we got going on what do I say? We have to look on the schedule right here. We have on Friday, we have Adam Simon, the screenwriter for Man Down. Movies about a homeless veteran that Adam met while Adam himself was homeless and with 2 kids, and he's coming on the show to talk about how he wrote the script and how he advocates for homeless veterans. Always a good cause. And then Monday on 15 May, it's Zach Bone Labonte from Functional Veterans. Functional Veterans is a goal to promote the veteran community, and they want to show that veterans are active in business in their community and are to be a positive influence on social media. That's right, because we are. We should always be a positive medium. Or positive role model on Medium. It doesn't matter. And then, of course, 18 May, we have C.T. Fletcher, who is a powerful motivational speaker and speaks about his near life and death experiences. And he's a 3-time bench press champion. So anything about gains and P90X, I'm definitely going to be without. I'm going to be like, whatever. Dude, brother. But he's a really good motivational speaker.
P90X and gains.
Well, yeah, gains, weights, you know, lifting weights.
Things.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't go to the gym. You know, I hump rucks. I climb ropes.
One is like the beach bro, and the other one is like the closet bro.
Oh, is it? Oh, gotcha. Okay. I don't know. Well, maybe he could give us some information on what that is. So that'll help us out. And then on 19 May through the 21st, there's going to be a remote broadcast for War Horses for Vets. Patrick Benson, the CEO of War Horses for Vets, has invited actually some members of the staff to come out to Kansas to do a live remote. And so the guy's going to run around, you know, do some horseback stuff, go tend to a ranch, you know, just get away from it all, kind of decompress out in the farm. I think it's a good cause. I wish I can go.
I can't wait.
I am do fucking staff work. Oh, now the one time you team up. So, yeah. So it's going to be Pie Cause, J-Ready Mom, Minx, and Bobby. They're going to go out there and hang out. And, man, I got staff crap to do. Build some slides. Shit in a slide, Pogue.
I'm pretty sure we'll be scooping shit up that weekend.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's going to be freaking, you know, it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be a good experience. You guys are going to have a blast. I own horses myself, or did own horses at one time, so you guys are in for an experience if you've never been on a horse. I know
it's been about 20 years for me.
Well, Jay Reddy, I've seen videos of him at zoos and at fucking wild animal parks. Yeah, the emu's attacking him and shit. He flips an emu off and it knows what he just did and it chases him. And yeah. Well, thank you, Faith. I lose my pigmentation and be addicted to sugar, and then that's it. And then my voice will start getting nasally. Exactly. If all of a sudden my voice sounds like this, then I guess I've been in tune to skip too long. Nope, don't worry about the caffeine. I've always been drinking the caffeine. I said, "Where's the coffee pot?" And people laughed at me. They're like, "Yes, where coffee pot's at?" We have a Keurig now. We have a Keurig. Yes, indeed. Indubitably. Yes, quite smashing. You must be new to staff.
Plug that shit into 220 and see what happens.
Exactly. Yes. Hey, Ice. Push this button and that's how it works. Well, how does that work? Oh, you know, they're all fucking giggly and shit. Like,
dude, I'd waterboard those motherfuckers.
Dude, man, it sucks. It sucks being a staff weenie now. So you had to pay penance. You got to be on the staff for, you know how it works in the Army. In order for you to pay penance, you got to be on the staff for a year or so. So it's going to blow, man. It's going to bite donkeys like a motherfucker. Oh. Oh, yeah. He asked for coffee pot.
Just taking your own coffee.
Dude,
pot,
I bet.
use it.
No,
I bet if
I did.
you,
I am
bet
going to
if
bring
you
it.
removed the staff like altogether, like if you did an experiment, right? Like for 6 months, it'd be like no change.
Yeah, really. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to volunteer. We got a range coming up, and I'm going to volunteer for it. And these guys are going to be, yeah. I'm going to introduce them to the motor pool. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully the HSC first sergeant won't get the ass and say, "Bro, come on, man, bro, you got to soldier up, son." I don't appreciate you calling me son. I'm a first sergeant. Okay, bro, come on, man. We were cool.
Are you serious?
No, I could just imagine he's that kind of guy. He feels threatened, he feels intimidated, then he'll immediately throw up. Oh, the first sergeant, you know. I'm like, dude, oh my god, you just started out.
Wow,
it's funny.
sounds like Donald Duck.
Yeah, exactly. But it's good shit. Good kid. He's a good kid. No, he is. I mean, he's a good kid. I mean, fuck. I'm the oldest one on the staff, just about. I think the ops sergeant major's like 60 though. He's an old fucker, man. He talks like yeah, I won't say it.
Like JFK before the lobotomy.
Well, he talks like a surfer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that, dude?
So I asked him one time. He's like, "Hey, I go, hey, Sergeant Major, when'd you join the Army?" Join, motherfucker. I got drafted. And I'm like, whoa, dude. Damn, he's like one of the oldest sergeant majors of that career field. Let's put it that way. He's old as fuck. I think he's like due to retire this year or next year, something like that. But he's like out. That's it. He's done. He's the reason why the Army wrote a mandatory age requirement for fucking retirement, like 62 or some shit. Or 68. Tonight's show, yes, tonight's show's been brought to you by
68? Are you fucking serious?
something like that, dude. I don't fucking know.
That's pretty geriatric, dude.
The guy can do PT though. He does those runs.
Yeah, I mean,
those marathons
if you,
and shit.
I think if you, that's what only thing that should fucking count. And no pencil whipping that shit. You know what I mean?
As far as what?
As far as PT test.
Oh no,
like,
no, he's
run. If you can PT, then you're good.
yeah. No, he's cool with that. He's cool with PT. Like I said, he's always out there doing PT. Everyone says that you should go do PT with Sergeant Major so and so because A, you'd be the second senior NCO doing PT, and B, he runs. He does PT. Likes going out to fucking he does those obstacle courses and shit and shows those kids how it's done. He does it in kit though, so he's fucking nuts. He's an old beast, dude. He's got that old man strength. You know what I mean? It's awesome to watch him fucking. He's badass. But anyways, yeah, man, it just kind of sucks. So, anyways, you've been paying attention to the news? What's going on? Like lately? Like, I mean, we've had some big news going on.
Fuck no. I've been memes.
You've been memeing.
I'm on top of those.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I've been paying attention to the news.
You've been paying attention to the news? Have you? Oh my God! I guess the POTUS decided to fucking fire the director of the FBI. Which, okay, cool.
Well, you say that.
Well,
Nice. Excellent.
I don't know, dude. At this point in what's going on with our politics and the government, I have no fucking idea what the fuck's going on now, dude. Because I remember everyone hating the director, and then everyone saying he was worthless and he was a piece of shit, and then the next thing you know, he gets fired, and now everyone's pissed off that he was fired, but they're people that are pissed off are the ones that were calling him a piece of shit and said that he cost the election of the other running person.
Right.
So
It's great. It's
it was
funny.
great. I saw it captured on Facebook the other day brilliantly, and they did the comparison of side by sides. So right after Comey did the 28 October release or whatever you want to call it, there's all these left leaning news, air quotes, headlines saying that Comey needs to be fired, Obama needs to step in and do something, blah blah blah. And then he starts investigating Trump for Russia ties. Oh, this is great, da, da, da. And then Trump fires him. And now it's, oh my God, he's trying to cover up his investigation and all this other shit.
Well, I'll be honest with you, and I'm gonna, because I've been hanging out with Skiff Winnies too long. Skiff monkeys are the king of fucking conspiracy theories, dude, because they're analysts, right? I didn't realize this. One of them mentioned, hey, what if he got fired trying to cover up something that was done by Hillary? Like, you know what I mean?
Possible.
You know what I mean? Everyone's talking about, and I'm listening for a drone outside myself. Everyone's talking about he was fired because he was about ready to uncover something about Trump. But how about what if he was fired because he was covering something up? Because I'll be honest with you, right now with no director, think about these guys just running around. It's like fucking. They're running around like a naked toddler, fucking throwing shit at you, running up and down the fucking FBI headquarters and shit.
No, they don't, dude. They have a fucking chain of command. Somebody else.
Well, they do have a chain of command, but now the agendas are now out there on the table. Think about everybody who's going to be trying to protect themselves. If they're going to protect themselves and go, fuck this, dude. I'm fucking out of here. Yeah, so and so did this and so did that, and this is what so and so did. I'm thinking that something was involved in a cover up, but it wasn't involved by the president. I think it was discovered that Comey was fucking lying, and he said, "Fuck you, you're out of here, you're done."
Or maybe he was too busy with these fucking, just like you were saying right now, all these different agendas being pushed around, and he was so fucking busy trying to figure out who to please that he became
He became the victim,
ineffective.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. You can't fucking control it. Get the fuck out.
Well, and the thing that I'm looking at, there's some key individuals that are reveling in the firing, and they're those that are the leaders of the he shouldn't have been fired. And it was, what's his name? What's that fucking dude's name? The one that's married? No, not married, but the one that has that ugly ass fucking niece for a fucking Schumer. Fucking yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say Clinton.
No, that was her dog. The thing is that he was the biggest advocate for him to say that he should have been fired long time. He was actually one of the key guys that was rallying everybody together, saying Trump is hiding something, that's why it's involved, and it's collusion and the Russians and blah blah blah. And then, okay, motherfucker, you got what you wanted. Now the guy's fired. Oh, wait a minute, now he's firing him because he's uncovered something and all that. We don't fucking
the Russians.
Yeah.
They're all claiming it's the Russians,
Yeah.
which they have yet to
Dude,
have any proof it's been the Russians.
You said, well, you heard what Uncle Vlad said. He said, we did not have anything to do with the Comey firing. He was at a hockey game, and he was like, we had nothing to do with that shit. So,
Did you hear, like,
Russian involvement is like, as soon as somebody sees a fucking .ru registered domain pop up on a fucking like trawl that they do of some fucking politician's inbox, and immediately it's Russian hackers.
oh, of course, of course. Well, the thing is, what's funny is that on May the 4th, because we had the Star Wars fucking Thursday, and we were all geeking the fuck out. I'm surprised you weren't on here either. I know you had stuff to do, but the Russian government tweeted a picture of Darth Vader saying, "Hey, come join us. We have cookies." And it was just ironic that Ronald Reagan called the Russian government and the USSR the evil empire. Yeah, and he compared them to the empire. And I just thought it was fucking hilarious. So, but yeah, who cares, dude? I mean, at this point, now everyone's saying that we hacked, or somebody hacked into the French election, and now that's why we have these guys here, so that way we have a reason to help them break up and have another revolution. I'm like, oh my god, really? Oh god. And again, when you hang out with skiff monkeys, they fucking they swirl these things in your head. I'm driving home from work. I'm like, yeah. What if he did fucking have something, and then he did find out?
Don't get caught in that trap, dude.
No,
keep a list of all these fuckers that bring up these conspiracy theories, and then fucking later report them for being pedophiles, because you know that they're fucking hanging out on 4chan, jerking off to anime porn. When the fucking when that shit fucking comes across the fucking, the fucking image board, interrupts their fucking feng shui, as you know. That's where that shit comes from, dude. Most of those fucking wild ass rumors, that's where it comes from.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. Those guys are doing straight fucking. I don't know. I mean, to get into an analyst's head is funny enough. But to then hear them in their discussions, you're like, oh my God, you are like fucking just totally, where the fuck did you come up with that theory? And they're like, well, because of this, and because of that, and because of this, because of that. And you're like,
It's the Coriolis effect and the wave of the moon.
yeah.
on
And
the tide,
well, you
and
know,
then
actually, when
the
you look
email
at
server was powered down by the flux capacitor, and that's how you get the servers.
oh, I heard, okay, I did my first skiff joke, and everyone thought it was not funny. I said, hey.
Must have been a good one then.
It was. I go, hey, how come this yellow cord doesn't fucking work on my nipper?
That's all. I got one. At the bottom of my signature block on my high side, I used to put sent from my iPhone.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, so everyone's like, fuck.
That's pretty good.
That didn't go over so well with my accrediting authority.
Well, it's funny because it was one of your types that put me up to the joke. Hey, Ice, come here. Hey, what's up? What's up, Chief? Yeah, hey, say that, use this cord right here and say that your nipper's not working. All right, cool. But say it out loud.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, hey, my shit's not working. He's like, it's an old skip joke. Everybody knows about it. Okay. So I'm like,
greatest joke ever.
Yeah, that's what he says. So I'm like, hey, how come when I plug this yellow cord in, my nipper's not working? And you could hear like the coffee pot stop or the Keurig stopped working. The fucking TV went off. The fucking, you know what I mean? Everything went quiet. And then you had that one, the one nerd.
Did you really plug in your yellow cord into your nipper?
Like he was the guy that was waiting for, he was the guy he was the infosec guy. So he was the guy that was dying for an infraction to happen. You know what I mean? And so
What the fuck is the yellow cord, bro? Explain to us non-fucking staff people.
Oh, okay. Easy.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Easy. You have 3 levels of classification. You have the one that's at the lowest level, the medium level, and at the highest level. That's what I'm talking about.
So here's the thing about that is, it wouldn't be a big deal.
It wouldn't. No, because
that computer just goes up.
Well, not only that,
the other way around.
Yes.
That's when you have that's would have been funnier.
Yes. So I mean, it was funny. He really didn't. It was just a no shit. It was not connected to anything. It was just a Cat 5 cable in that color, and he just set it behind my desk. And he's like, "All right, dude, hey, set this. Worry when I starts using the word epic. You know what? Those kids were saying epic a lot. It's epic, man. It's savage. So, anyways, the infosec guy with his foggy ass glasses was looking at me like, "Yeah, man, I really do hope." I mean, these motherfuckers are like worse than fucking Nazis at a camp, bro. They want you to fucking have a security. They're a gotcha guy.
They want to take your shit.
They want to take your fucking. They were like,
"Are you concerned about the security of your shit?"
Yeah, they're like, hey, Ice, go ahead and sign this right here. Sign this right here. Understand that this, and you got to sign here. I'm like, Roger that, cool. And understand when this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. And then I'm like, just asking questions. Hey, who left this laptop here? And everyone's like, it's supposed to be here, Ice. It's an area where you could do that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm like that dude walking around, and the infosec guy, and he was following me around, like literally following me around to make sure that I was. Because he was like, well, my sergeant, I want to make sure that you're not, because you're new to the skiff, and your DT score is, in the triple digits, but in the in the teens, not in the upper echelons of the 10s and 40s and 50s and shit like we got. I'm like, well, thank you.
The proper retard.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't full retard. I was only like, I guess I had only my minute retards. Dude, man, it's fucking. I'm telling you, it's just a new environment for me. And you didn't tell me about this, Great Cloud, but skiff monkeys stink. They really get into their work. And
it's all that recirculated air.
Yeah, they get into their work, and you're like, bro, you're mugging, man.
What does mugging mean? What is
and that's another thing too. I have to get to, I don't know, to discuss what street slang is. And dude, you need to freaking shower up. When was the last time you showered?
Oh, well, I just came back from PT and I just put my uniform on.
I'm like, oh god,
why did I get the slide done?
I'm like, dude. But anyways,
who the fuck is typing? Is that Ice?
That's not me, bro. I think it's Great Cloud sending me a message saying, "Shut up, stop talking." No, he is my skiff, my skiff minder. So anyways, hey, we got a guest coming up, and so we're gonna go ahead and shoot the shit, and for a little bit, I'm gonna put you guys on hold, and then stop the Facebook Live, and then restart it back up and play some music, and then we'll see you in a sec. You guys got anything you want to say aside from stupid skiff jokes too?
Shots.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, just pick up your BlackBerry inside Skip next time. You'll be fine.
Oh shit! Where's my badge? Am I supposed to take it home?
That's all.
No, really. Am I supposed to take it home?
It's like an accountable item, so yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Oh man, am I supposed to take it home? God, man. Okay, well, hey, everyone get some shots, and we'll be on part 2 for our guests come up in a sec. Shots.
Shots.
Shots. Shouts.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Is that actually a picture of the Antichrist crying? I like it. It's tasty.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
10 seconds.
And we're back. No, we don't. I'm sorry. I was miscalculating the time. Hey, welcome back. Taking a break on Sergeant's time. Happy to introduce our guest coming up right now. It's the big man, Todd Boating. Am I saying that name right?
You are.
Okay,
that
great.
was actually very well done. Thank you.
There you go. See? There. Huh. So everyone's making fun of me saying that I'm not very good at pronouncing names. Todd Boating, you were representing Carry the Load. So I'm going to go ahead and I gave everybody a little synopsis in the beginning of the show. So how about you tell us where you're coming from and what you got going on?
Okay. The organization is based out of Dallas, but we are at this point we're much more national than Dallas. The organization was really started. The first year was 2011, and we are going really strong. Just year after year, it's compounded in awareness. It's compounded in interest. The biggest thing I can say about it is what we're trying to do is make sure that we do Memorial Day right.
Yeah, in this day and age, it's actually starting to become forgotten, I guess you would say. And I wouldn't say forgotten, but it's not taken as seriously as it used to be.
Well, I think a big part of that is if you look back to, say, World War II, 12% of the population actively served in the military, whereas nowadays, it's down to 1%. So, back in the World War II era, everyone was vested. I mean, it was almost impossible to not know someone who was over in harm's way.
Yep, exactly.
And in this day and age, it's almost hard to find somebody who has that same vested interest.
It was almost a surge of volunteers when World War II began, to where actually the military was extremely strict in turning people away and not able to serve. And now it seems like the military can't get enough people to come in at all to serve. At
the same time, though, we don't need the same kind of numbers, thank God.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, we're talking millions back in the day.
I've often said it would be fantastic if we didn't have to send one person into harm's way, but unfortunately, war is a part of the history of man that dates back to the very beginning. So unfortunately, we'll never completely get away from that. So
no, of course, not to mention it's pretty much the foundation of the founding of our country.
Absolutely. In fact, I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and they were trying to link the July 4th holiday to Memorial Day. And the response was, well, you know what? Without Memorial Day, there would be no July 4th.
Exactly. I was just about to say exactly. There would be no Independence Day.
Exactly.
So, real quick, your background. Somebody gave me some. You were a Marine?
Yes. In our world, we say once a Marine, always a Marine.
Of course.
So,
of course.
Still am.
Raw. Exactly. And you were also a commissioned officer in the Marine Corps too, as well, right?
Correct.
How did you receive your commission? Through being a Mustang, OCS, or rolling through the academy in Annapolis?
No, my parents would laugh if they heard you ask that question about going through the academy. I kind of took the road less traveled. Went to college right out of high school, and the dean and I quickly realized that we weren't ready for one another at that point in time. So I went on my way, joined the Marine Corps, then finally, so I enlisted initially. I was just about to pick up sergeant, and then I had finished my degree, and then I got orders to OCS. So went on for another 7 years or so, 8 years in the Marine Corps after that.
Oh wow, okay. And then you actually pretty much have you joined pretty much the same time I did. I was in the Army though, back in '89. Wow. So and you were tell us about. Did you see? Obviously, you deployed to Desert Storm and all that too, right?
No, I didn't. That's it's very unique for me because when I was enlisted, the majority of my time was spent on active duty, but it was actually in recruiting, believe it or not.
Oh, God. Poor you.
Yeah, well, actually, I enjoyed it. I mean, believe it or not, I really did. I enjoyed it. But then, so I was in during both the Gulf and during 9/11. Although I actually went on terminal leave 10 days prior to 9/11, believe it or not. And, but I stayed in the reserves for a couple years, and I was in infantry units, and no unit I was with was ever called. So I can say that I never had a shot fired at me in anger. I came pretty close to some friendly fire during training once or twice, but
that was probably because you're dealing with knuckleheads on the range or something like that.
Well, we had some foreign officers in our unit.
Even worse.
Let's just say they don't operate the same way we do.
Even worse. So am I to understand that the start of your organization was during a barbecue?
Well,
I mean, not so much as a barbecue, but the idea was kind of tossed around.
No, you could say that. No, the idea wasn't tossed around. It was, okay, so one of the co-founders, his name is Clint Bruce. Fantastic guy, former Navy SEAL. Call sign in the SEALs was Silverback, because when he had this mad look on his face, he looked like a silverback gorilla. And he was sitting in the corner of one of these backyard barbecues, and this was probably 2008, 9, 10, somewhere in there. And his wife came over, and she could see that look in his eye, and she said, I think you need to get out of here before you hurt someone, if not yourself. This is a pretty good sized guy that actually played linebacker in the NFL behind Ray Lewis.
Oh, wow.
And so, he did. He left and he did what all of us probably listening in here understand. He put a pack on and loaded it up with some weights to represent all those friends they lost, and started walking around a local lake. As he came around the corner, he saw this older gentleman sitting on a park bench, and he knew right away this guy was World War II or Korean veteran.
Yeah,
because we know they just had that certain look to them, and so the gentleman said something to him, and Clint took out his earpiece and said, "I'm sorry, sir. What'd you say?" And the guy looked at him. He said, "Who are you carrying, son?" And in that moment, really, truly, in his mind, Carry the Load was born. He understood what he was feeling. He was able to articulate it with that gentleman's question.
Oh, it kind of gets you on the feels there, man.
It does.
Yeah,
it really does.
That's pretty. That's an impact. And so it was Clint Bruce, and then what was Stephen Hawley? What was his role in it?
Okay, so Clint and Stephen knew each other from the Dallas area. They both played football in the Dallas area. Clint helped recruit Stephen to the academy, where they both played football. They served in the teams together. They got out about the same time, came back to the Dallas area. So their paths stayed pretty parallel and at times would weave. So Clint went to Stephen and said, "I got this idea. we've both been feeling the same way, and I know how we can make a difference. And so together they sat down, put together, pen to paper, almost kind of a manifesto of sorts. And it's a really interesting read, not anything that's, published out there, but it just really talks about what they were trying to do, and we're executing beyond what they were initially trying to do.
Now, in its inception, were you just strictly thinking about the military and the veteran community, or were they already starting the law enforcement and firefighters and first responders? Did it branch out that way? I mean,
no, that was pretty much from the start, and that the reason behind that, and quite honestly, it's an often highly debated aspect of the whole thing, and it really, a lot of the older veterans have a hard time with it. But if you think about it from the standpoint that, if you were to go overseas, do you really feel comfortable leaving your family behind unprotected? And you look at our police, fire, and rescue personnel, their battleground is 367 days a week, 365 days a year. They don't get any rest from the front line. Even when they're off duty, they're still on the front line. So the point is, we can't do what we were trained to do without the feeling and the knowledge that they're here to protect our home front. So they were always a big part of it in Clinton Stevens' mind.
That's so true. Actually, me and a couple buddies went to Chow, and we saw a state trooper, and we thanked him for his service. And I said, dude, you deploy every day. I mean, I only deploy a couple months out of the year, and then I come back and I'm on leave and I'm hanging out with my family. But you're right now, dude, you're strapped up, and you're going out in the world with this. And like you said, sometimes these guys wonder if they're ever going to come back that day, or that's going to be the day that they don't come back. I couldn't even imagine. So now you also said that you were also wanted to educate the youth on the history of the American flag. What program is that? I've never heard of I mostly hear about veteran groups and awareness of veteran causes and understanding some remembrances of soldiers and their sacrifice, but I've never heard, I think this is the first time I've ever heard somebody, I guess you would say, enlightening the youth. What program is that? I mean, is that a specific program? I guess maybe I'm not asking this question right, but how you doing it, man?
Well, yeah, no, I can speak to that very easily, because this is something that Stephen and I have been working towards for a while. It's something that we wanted to do. Specifically, we're trying to be proactive. We've got 3 programs. Those 3 programs are awareness, continuum of care, and the education that you referenced. The first 2, awareness about Memorial Day and its importance. The continuum of care, which is our nonprofit partners whom we fund, those are reactive. We hope that never. I mean, we'd sure like to work ourselves out of a gig when it comes to those 2 things, because
Yep.
America knows all about it, Memorial Day, and everybody knows about these charities doing these, this great work, and even better that it's not necessary anymore. But the education piece is important because of the proactive nature of it. And what we're trying to do is really teach the youth of America really what it means to be a patriot. And to me, it's very sad when you look at the fact that so many of our youth, and Ice, probably you and I included in this, we couldn't pass the test that immigrants have to take to become citizens to the degree that they pass it.
No.
And that's sad.
No.
I mean, it really truly is. There's so much that they're required to know, and yet we don't have to know that anymore. And that, to me, that's just wrong.
No, it is. It actually, it shows a degradation of, I guess, like you said, the core of our history that you.
Well, and if I can, I want to give you a quick story real quick.
Go for it. We got plenty of time, bud. Go ahead.
Okay. About 8 years ago, my wife and I were fortunate enough to go over to Europe, and we were in Thessaloniki, Greece, which is in the northern part of the country. Well, it's where Alexander the Great is from, or certainly that region. And so we were just walking along the water's edge one day, and we came across this statue, and from a distance I could see who it was. I mean, it was Alexander the Great. You know, as a military guy, as a historian, I mean, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm walking the ground potentially that Alexander the Great did.
Exactly.
And as we get closer, and this is a huge statue, as we get closer, I see these kids. First of all, I noticed graffiti all over the bottom of the statue. I noticed these kids on skateboards, you know, doing all kinds of tricks off the side of it, you know, all over the platform. And I see a couple cops just kind of walking by and, you know, not even paying attention to any of it. And the thought that crossed my mind, I mean, I got pissed for the, you know, for the Greek people.
Of course.
I'm thinking, you know, you guys are just completely letting your country go. You've lost sight of who you are and what made you great. And that was really kind of a big inspiration for me to, when I reflect back on that story, I don't want our society to degrade like that. I want our youth to understand what it means to be American and what it means to have people sacrifice. I mean, for crying out loud, you know, kids have a hard time going outside today when it's over 85 degrees.
Oh, you know, me and Amy were just talking about that.
I just want to throw into that. Like, I agree with you about the degradation of the society and stuff, but I think that when people have, like, when the kids are accustomed to creature comforts, they really don't. It's hard to impose or impress upon them the importance of the patriotic mindset as well. I've been trying to figure this stuff out too for my son, man. Like, because Boy Scouts used to be like a good venue for that, and like now I just like it's difficult culturally. I just wanted to throw that out there too.
I completely agree. I mean, we've done it to ourselves. We've allowed it to happen, and you know, we're not going to fix the you know, the older generations like ours, which is why the program that you referenced, ICE, is so important to us. We've got to catch these kids at a younger age.
We definitely. I was just telling Amy about this just now. I was just telling her. I said, you know, what's really scary is that in the fight for freedom and democracy, we're always talking about oppressive governments. And for right now, and as an adult right now, and as an active duty, you know, senior NCO, I'm worried about a tyrannical society, not the government. Now society looks upon us, veterans, active duty. You know, it doesn't matter if you've served and worn a uniform, or if you've worn a badge, or you've driven an ambulance. You're not respected. There is no respect at all to it.
But that's like that's the Antifa fags, like
no,
little cretinous little shitheads.
But when I'm talking about but I'm just saying. But if you look at the news cycle, if you look at the media, and you look at the way social media is grabbing everybody, and the way everybody's is spouting it, it almost looks like as if being a veteran or being in the military, it's not looked as, like you were saying, Todd. You just kind of, there's no history behind it. There's no pride in it.
Well, okay, so I think a lot of what y'all are saying is, you know, there's merit to it, but I want to bring this up. I gave up the news, especially national news, for Lent this year, and quite honestly, I haven't gone back. And as a result of keeping that whole world compartmentalized and quite honestly blocked out, I would have agreed with everything you said probably, you know, 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
As I've gotten away from that, though, I don't see that in day-to-day interaction in society. I really, truly don't. Now, there's some nut jobs, there's no question, and there's some people that are completely disrespectful. But for the most part, I think, and this is, you know, tying this back into Carry the Load and the importance of our Memorial Day event, people actually do want to be respectful. They do want to pay tribute. They want to show they care, but they don't necessarily know how. And that's one of our goals, is to create interactive ways for society to come together with those who have either made, you know, the families that were left behind of those who made the ultimate sacrifice, or maybe those who made a sacrifice such as a limb, but not the ultimate sacrifice. So I agree with what you're saying if you watch it on the news. If you get away from that, it has a much better feel.
Well, I mean, kind of a job that I have here. I'm supposed to be all up in it.
Absolutely.
It's in my face.
No, I don't know if it's. I totally agree with you, man. As far as like keeping it separate, you know. But and I actually don't watch the main news at all. But I think that just this type of like social media and everything, it's becoming a primary means of communication in general. And I know that the extreme arguments, even statistically, they represent a very small portion of people that actually have those views. But
Right.
unfortunately, like social media, it presents a mechanism of like spreading that shit and without it actually being squeaky. Like, what's the thing? It's like the loudest fucking thing gets
the squeaky wheel gets the grease, not the loudest fucking thing gets
the oil.
The oil. Hey, so hey, Todd, tell us about the continuum of care. What is that?
So within our okay, I'm going to dramatize it a little bit. I'll take a little
do it, man.
Liberty.
Yeah, go for it.
You know what happened in the first Carry the Load was getting people together just to bring awareness to Memorial Day. Just because, you know, one of the things that you know, Clint and Stephen have always said is they want people to miss their friends as much as they miss their friends. And so by bringing people together, it creates that healing process. Okay. And, you know, a lot of people look at Memorial Day as, you know, as just paying honor, just paying tribute, just remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And that part's easy to understand. But there's a second part to it that to me is much more complicated and is much more impactful, and that's the healing that goes along with it. And so what would happen is all these people come together and they're really there just in support. And what they find is that their support helps the grieving process, and it helps the healing process for the survivors, whether it be the family or, you know, or those of us who lost a brother in arms. And that led into people saying, well, I want to do more. You know, what can I do? I want to do more. And money started coming in. And we're looking at this going, well, that's not who we are. We're not an operating charity. And so next thing you know, we're a funder. And so over time, we started partnering up with these nonprofit partners, you know, of which this year, you know, we've got offered a tremendous amount of funding to. You know, organizations like 22 Kill. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but you know, their job or their mission is to bring awareness to the 22 veterans who kill themselves every day, and of course we all know about that. Adaptive Training Foundation. Adaptive Training Foundation is an organization that they do what's called a recalibration of our heroes who have lost limbs, and they have this they feel less self-worth because they can't do some of the things they used to do, and so Adaptive Training Foundation recalibrates their bodies and their minds so that they feel like they're contributing again. And those are two examples, and we've also got Assist the Officer, who is instrumental when you look at our that tragedy we had last year here in Dallas with the police officers being shot. Assist the Officer was there to take care of the families right away. So that's the continuum of care. Those guys are the end operators. In a lot of those operating charities, they're not as good at raising funds. We're really good at bringing awareness and raising funds. They're good at making sure that those funds go to the right place.
I was just checking out your, because I'm looking here at your fundraising pie chart here. It's incredible. Not too many charities are able to throw up which is at carrytheload.org. Mom, if you can throw that in the Facebook live chat and in the WTFNationRadio.com chat. You actually have it laid out where all the money's going, and where the costs are going, and it's quite impressive to see you to include ways you can participate, ways you can join the mission, and I think it's fascinating due to the fact that usually you have 4.3% only going to admin expense. That's incredible. So your overhead's really that low. I mean, your volunteers are loaded or something like that, because most of them usually.
It's about hiring the right people, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say,
You know what I
because
mean?
it's impressive. 4.3% of admin expense. That's literally.
And I was going to say another thing, real
Go
quick.
ahead, man.
Based off of like business and accounting studies and shit, I think that there's absolutely no reason why everybody should, like with technology as it is right now, it takes no fucking effort.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it does take effort, but like you're already doing all the math.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
shit.
Exactly. Well, and that's what I was going to get into.
To populate it in HTML or onto fucking.
Well, I mean,
onto a fucking
web
page.
But 4.3% of admin expense. That's just a little bit of overhead, and then 2.7 in fundraising expense, and then the rest is at 93 programming. I mean, God, dude, that's impressive.
Well, I'll tell you what's really interesting about this part of it. So our selection committee, which is one of the committees that I sit on, we go through all of these applications that come in from some pretty significant sized operations, and they're asking us to choose them as a partner, which they know some years we've given people over $100,000, or not people but the organizations over $100,000, and some of these organizations, they'll submit these applications to us, and they're paying board members six figures.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not a normal.
guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I can tell you as a member of the board for Carry the Load, nobody accepts any money. We that's not how we operate, and that's what allows us to keep those. I mean, it is an absolutely passion-filled operation done for all the right reasons, and we don't take any money for doing something like this, because that to me is counterproductive.
No, and you guys, again, I'm just impressed at the fact that you guys have laid the cards out. It's here you go. Here's what we got going on. What do you guys got? I'm not saying it's like a flaunt to somebody else's faces, but you rarely see charities or organizations or foundations actually lay out by chart specifically of where it's going. Tell us about the relay and what is up with that. I've noticed you got a little interactive map of what the relay starts on the. I guess there's a West Coast route and an East Coast route. Tell us a little bit about
that. Right. So the relay starts on each coast in late April. The East Coast relay starts in Boston. The West Coast relay starts in Seattle. They filter down. Just think in terms of the Olympic torch. But what we carry is the American flag and the Carry the Load flag. It goes down both coasts and ends in Dallas at the beginning of our Memorial March that starts on the Sunday prior to Memorial Day. It is one of the neatest things to be involved in. And it's really funny because, this kind of ties back into the conversation from earlier, but, when we're out on the relay and you're doing a stretch and you're carrying the flag and people come out, people are honking and hello and, thumbs up and all this. And then you get a couple people come by and go, hey man, what are y'all protesting? It's like, we're not protesting anything. Just
nice.
I was about to say,
you've always got that one dude that's going to ask a question like that. So, and quite honestly, you can't get mad. You just kind of have to, to grin about it. But the relays are fantastic. They get people pumped up. It's one of the neatest things I've personally experienced before. And we always tell people, if you have the opportunity, you got to get out there. I mean, you just get full of red, white, and blue.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then it culminates at the 2-day event. So the rally, I mean, there's rallies on the way during the route.
That's correct.
And I mean, it's obvious that the towns that host some of the rallies have no issue with you guys doing it. Is there? You said,
God, no.
Yeah, I was about to say
it gets bigger every year. I
Yeah.
mean, there's, Congers, New York is one of the bigger ones. I mean, the whole town turns out. I mean, it's pretty special.
So at the last event, it
Mm-hmm.
stopped. You said it stops in Dallas. What do you have concerts there? Do you have additional awareness? I guess you'd say festival party. I mean, I don't know much about foundations enough to know what. Obviously, like when you go to a charity concert, and then do you guys hold something like that? Have you had any big name guys kind of?
Every year it's evolved from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
We do have some music there. The best way to describe it is it's a huge celebration on the whole. It's a celebration of life. We have our signature has become our storyboards. Our storyboards are what I would call a mobile headstone. It's got the picture of the hero who perished. It's got a brief description of them. In some cases, it's their citation of a medal they earned as a result of their death. In some cases, it's just a summary written by the family talking about the loving father, brother, son that left us too early. And so, as part of this whole quote unquote celebration, there's a big trail right in the middle of it, which is here in Dallas at a place called Reverchon Park. And people are literally walking up and down the trail over the course of 20 plus hours. Some people do it all night. Some people do it from start to finish. Some people do it, some teams do it in relays. I mean, it's crazy. Everybody comes out there and gets involved in some way. And now I was talking earlier about the healing process. Well, you can't really, celebrate until you're healed. And so a lot of people come out there and they'll strap on. I mean, like there's a guy that was working for Anheuser-Busch. He put a keg on his back and he lugged that thing up and down the trail, which was, it was about a 6 mile trail out and back.
Was it full?
And he kept doing that.
Was it full, or was he just doing that just for
No, it was full.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think it was probably half full.
Yeah.
But,
half full by the time he was finished with it?
And it probably started out full.
I was about to say.
Halfway, it was half full.
That's where I was getting at. Was it full of beer?
But I mean, I've seen air conditioning units on people's backs. There were some guys that were carrying a training dummy, up and down. It's crazy the kind of things you see, but that's cathartic for a lot of people. And probably the most impactful moment for me. My uncle was killed in Vietnam. I never knew. He was killed, and within about 2 or 3 weeks, my mother found out she was pregnant with me. And so she went right from, oh my gosh, my brother's dead, to, oh my gosh, I've got to get prepared because I've got a child coming into this world.
Yeah.
And I was her first child. And so I surprised her with a storyboard of my uncle. And when she saw it, she absolutely broke down in a way that I have never, ever seen her break down. And it occurred to me when that happened, she never had the time to heal. And that's when it all kind of fell into place to me that, we have to heal before we can truly celebrate. So a lot of people are out there and that's their healing process, and everybody's out there to help them through that so they can get to the point where they're no longer angry. They're no longer grieving. They've accepted it, and now they're celebrating the life rather than grieving it.
That's the way it should be too. I really don't want to be remembered moping around. I want to be, you know what I mean? It's all about the celebration of what, I mean, it is going to be sad that I have lost some friends, and I do miss them. However, I remember them for riding Harleys together. I remember them for hanging out and going fishing and shooting the breeze and, talking about football. That's what it's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be like you said. You have to let it out. You have to grieve, and then it's all about remembering them in that way. So if it pents up and it starts to fester, then that's where you start running into problems. That's just me thinking. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I mean that's proven.
Yeah, exactly.
That's proven, and that's what that's what leads to to our suicides. And I tell you, for anyone who might be in a position like that, I just finished reading a book it was one of my buddies turned me on to it. It's called War and the Soul, and it is about the history of war and PTSD. And he turned me on to this. It's written by Edward Tick. He turned me on to this because he said it saved his life. He was a 24-year special forces guy, Green Beret. He said it saved his life, literally did. And so if anybody's out there and you need something to read to help you through it and help you understand it, highly recommend that book.
Yeah, I hear you. Especially, and the most important part of it is as veterans, we have to just reach out too. Reach out. You don't just say, "Yeah, I'm good to go." When you, hey, are you okay? Or hey, I think I need to talk to you. You got a minute to talk? Always take that minute as well. So, what is the Adaptive Training Foundation? I've noticed that on your, I've never heard of. I mean, some of your partners in here are Equest Hooves for Heroes, Assist the Officer Foundation, Adaptive Training Foundation. Some of these guys. I mean, you've actually, in doing some of the research for the interview and getting to know you. I'm bookmarking a lot of these guys. So
they're great organizations.
Yeah. Let's see. Adaptive Training Foundation is the proper facility and training necessary to achieve health goals for physical impairments. Equest Hooves for Heroes strengthens our community by leveraging the power of the horse to help veteran and service members and first responders. We're actually going to do a station ride, or they're going to go do a staff ride at War Horses for Vets and another organization. And
okay,
so yeah, they're gonna saddle up to
equine therapy's that's a great way to for people to deal with a lot of the aftermath of war, and not just for the warriors. It's also a great way to Jeff Hensley is the guy that runs the Hooves for Heroes program, who is a former Navy pilot, former commercial pilot, and one day said, you know what, it's just not doing it for me. Gave up a really nice career, really safe career, well, so to speak, safe career, and
we're talking about the airline community,
got
right?
involved in equine therapy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do it for the money, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But he's told me some really interesting stories, and I've sent some folks out to him, and people make progress. There's something interesting about that equine therapy.
It is. I'm really, again, going through the stuff, reading through all the foundations. Now, the Assist the Officer, were these the individuals that you were talking about that was assisting with the
yes.
the aftermath of the Dallas event? How did they? I mean, you only spoke a little bit about it, but how did they help out? What was their?
Well, Assist the Officer is there. Again, we talk about the dangers that police officers face every single day, and when there's a tragedy like what happened last July, all of a sudden families and the spouses and children are left behind, and they're left to deal with all kinds of things that, even though they knew it could happen, they were, you're never fully prepared for that day. So Assist the Officer helps with a lot of the grieving process. They help with a lot of the counseling process. They'll help get the house in order financially, so that the family is not left in this lurch for 2, 3, 4 month period not knowing what to do. So they help with that transition, and I quite honestly, if I can brag on our organization at all,
go for it.
Last year, the connection that we were able to help with Assist the Officer. I mean, we got their name out, and people are trying to send us money to send to them. And our whole thing is just bypass us and go straight to them. Get it in their hands as fast as you can. It doesn't need to come through us. Because quite honestly, when it goes from one organization to another, a penny here and there is filtered out.
Of course.
You don't want that.
No, you don't.
So this is, there are some other organizations out there that are a little similar to ours, and but you don't know where your money is going when you send it in. I won't name any names of those organizations, but we've kept our eye on them for a while.
So have we.
Yeah.
We've busted out some people and we actually called them up and
did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we don't care.
Good for you.
Yeah, let us know. Is there anybody who wants to bust out? We'll bust them out for you.
No, we're going to take the high road. But our hope is that like I said, we hope one day that we're not needed.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be to sell ourselves out of a job, so to speak, would be the greatest thing greatest accomplishment we can make.
Exactly. You have about 6 events that are happening this month for Memorial Day. You even have a Mother's Day event too. Wow. Let me look at this here. I'm looking at your year-round.
Where'd you see that? I don't know that I'm aware of that one.
Yeah, you got a year-round event for Mother's Day. Fly the flag and honor the Mother's Days. Is that just an event that's happening? It doesn't say specifically where it's at. It just says, let's see. I like it's participating locations, I think.
And quite honestly, that's one of the really rewarding parts about this. I mean, people are picking up aspects of this.
Yes,
and
they
running
are
with it and trying to figure out any way they can to tie it in. When I ask people, hey, you coming out to carry the load this year? Oh, are you kidding me? That's what we do as a family now.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling. And then little things like this that you're talking about. It's just that awareness is it just. This is the full-time job that doesn't pay me, but that's the pay. That's the reward.
It is exactly
fun to see.
That's why we do it, because we make -0 radio money here. We do it's the same thing with us.
Awesome.
Sunday, May 28th is the Dallas Memorial March, and that's the centerpiece of the 2-day event of the march for Carry the Load, and it's along the Katy Trail beginning at 1600 on Sunday at Rivershone Park.
Correct.
And then this is the march. This is how the symbol of Carry the Load started, and represents carrying the fallen heroes that everyone, of course, honors, and we honor ourselves. And Carry the Load welcomes and encourages you to join for 20 hours or 20 minutes. Get the details on the event info page at carrytheload.org. You got any shout-outs you want to throw out?
We conclude at 3 o'clock on Monday, where we recognize the National Moment of Remembrance. And quite honestly, that's one thing that we're really trying to push to everybody. You don't have to come out to carry the load. You don't have to go to any specific relay or rally. A lot of people have family traditions, and I think those are just as important as anything. But wherever you are at 3 o'clock, just stop.
Yeah.
Be a leader and stop everybody, and make sure that everybody removes their cover, puts their chin on their chest, and pays tribute to those who have given us that freedom.
Definitely. Hey, Todd Boating, thanks for coming on.
You bet. Thanks for having us, and
we
we appreciate you helping us spread the awareness.
Nope, carrytheload.org. We're always welcome for you. You can always come back, brother. You're more. You're a Marine, but that's cool. You're still cool with us.
Well, hey, somebody had to dress up this party.
Damn.
What we have to have.
Dropping fucking manhole covers.
We have to, dude. Exactly. I mean, that's the. But we're men enough to take it for a good cause. You know what I mean?
Hey, I appreciate what y'all are doing.
All right, brother. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Very much.
Yep. Hey, thanks a lot, man.
Take care.
Yep. Have a good one.
Take care, dude.
Wow. That is in the fields right there. I'm again. I was going back what I was saying. I'm genuinely surprised. Very little. Like being on staff, but I'm actually surprised that an organization like this would have their digits on here like that, and then able to explain where their money is going. It's detailed information. If you go to carrytheload.org, you can go onto their donate tab all the way to the right, and then you can see the general donation, tribute, monthly, and organization, or find a participant. And you're able to enter your donation amount. Donor information is provided, and they are Gold GuideStar Exchange Gold compliant. So your stuff's secured. so you don't have to worry about your digits getting taken. So a great cause. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on this May and June time frame that I think I want to go ahead and throw some
Partake?
cash. Yeah, I want to partake now. It's Texas. Come on, what's wrong with Texas?
I mean, my husband, he's participating in Carry the Load next Friday.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, see? Exactly. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Texas.
No, I love Texas.
Yeah. I mean, Katy, Texas.
Oh, gross, Texas.
Oh, whatever, dude.
You're outnumbered.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man. Great Cloud, what do you like
Yeah,
Texas,
so is
right?
The fucking Fort
Oh,
Hood
that was the way to
shooter.
go.
Yeah, exactly. It's a long ways to go. It's a long walk. So don't forget, they have the Dallas Memorial March, the city rallies, and then the national relay, and they have that. And it's a bi-coastal awareness event that operates 24 hours a day, handing off the American flag every 5 miles of walking and or cycling. And then the West Coast route begins in Seattle, Washington, covers about 4,000 miles, while the East Coast route begins in Boston and jumps up to West Point, New York, covering 2,300 miles on the Memorial Day journey towards Dallas. And then both routes culminate in Dallas for their 2-day event. And that's when it's a hangout. It's a good time for fellowship and networking and hanging out with your fellow veterans and understanding what Memorial Day is all about. That's a really good guest. I was a very informative guest. That's some good stuff. You guys got anything before we? I got to do some station business and take a break.
No.
We can take a break and
Nope.
also. So, again, every night, 20 to 2,300. We have a show. And you notice, I just realized something. Every single show. Hang on here. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air.
Hey, is this Redleg?
No. Even though we sound alike. Thank you for
I did totally fucking.
You sound a lot
fucking
alike.
totally trolled your
He
ass.
just told you this red leg.
That's so funny. Hey, this is Stacy James. I'm calling from El Paso. I know you guys are talking about Carry the Load right now.
Yeah,
And,
man.
I'm actually the if you say the representative for Carry the Load here in El Paso, along with Lance Keller.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
part
saw
of
you
Team
guys.
Defenders.
Yeah, I saw you
and
guys
we have
blabbing.
ours, John.
Yeah, go
John
ahead.
Cena. Yeah, he says Lance Keller. Y'all call him John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call him John
Yeah, we
Cena.
call him John Cena, yep.
But yeah, we have our event coming up on Friday the 19th here in El Paso, and
Well, give us the details. Where are the digits happening at on that? Where are you guys? What's the location
well,
for starting on that?
It starts out at 911 Reno Street, which is actually the El Paso PD headquarters. Starts at 08 in the morning, and it will basically travel from there to Fort Bliss, where we'll enter Fort Bliss, and we'll actually travel around through Fort Bliss, and we will rally on Fort Bliss at the museum at roughly 10 o'clock in the morning. From there, we will travel to the National Cemetery. We'll do the loop through the National Cemetery, and then from there, it will travel out of the cemetery, out of Fort Bliss to the Kmart off of Montana Avenue, which will actually have another rally point there. We encourage anybody, obviously, to come out to any of the rally locations, but we would really like to put the Fort Bliss on a map as far as a location. We are holding raffles, obviously, for Team Defenders to help support Carry the Load. Everything that we raise on behalf of Team Defenders goes to Carry the Load. So it's kind of one of those things where we want to put El Paso on the map.
El Paso is.
Lance and I- go ahead.
Are you talking about El Paso Carry the Load rally? Because those guys, El Paso don't need help putting themselves on his map. You ever read the main page at US Army WTF
yeah.
Moments?
We're wanting to put, yeah, you're absolutely right. We're just wanting to put Carry the Load.
Gotcha.
El Paso reload of the West Coast Relay on the map for El Paso.
Gotcha.
Last year was the first year for the West Coast Relay, and obviously we had a pretty good turnout last year with such short notice. But this year we've had plenty of time. We were able again to work it to where we got permission from Fort Bliss to have the rally, one of the rally locations on base. So that's huge for us this year.
It is. Now, what happens? I mean, I know Todd didn't go too much into it because I was covering a bunch of subjects and going through a bunch of the questions. What happens at the rally? Like, what do you show up? What is it? Is it? I mean, because when I hear rally,
What it is.
and I think if it's a Harley Davidson rally, then there's one rally, and then you think of a rally, and it's like a pro. What is it specifically? To give to give the audience what it is.
Yeah, what it is the rally locations. It's an interactive way for people to obviously remember the fallen. Again, Carry the Load, all about honoring our military, firefighters, first responders, and police officers. So it kind of incorporates all that, but it allows people, number one, to come out and to say thank you. That's one of the things, and it also allows us to share our stories. Fort Bliss plays a huge part, and has played a huge part with sending folks downrange, and then of course we have one of the largest, I guess you could say, diverse law enforcement agencies here in El Paso with the surrounding agencies. You got the Border Patrol and so many other different law enforcement, and we've all, again, firefighters, we've all sacrificed, we've all lost. So, and it allows just family members and friends and so forth to come together and to let them know that, there are people all across the nation that feel the same way. And we just don't want to let those people know. We want, one, they're survivors, the family members. We want them to know that they're still in our hearts and they're still in our minds. But we also want to honor those who actually paid the ultimate sacrifice. And that's what it's all about. It's just a way for, bringing everybody together. It's kind of like an anticipation. It's like, it's my turn. We get to join in. It's just, it allows everybody across the nation to just join in kind of at one time, within a month. So just one day, we get to do it for a full month and just kind of bring awareness back to, and just let everybody know that we love them, and we're all about, just being with them. It's just part of being together, and it's, because like I said, I've had people reach out to me. I've been advertising for over a month, for trying to get this stuff going. And I have people calling me and emailing me and say, hey, Stacy, how can I get involved in this? Hey, what do I need to do? And I'm like, just show up. If you're carrying somebody, if somebody weighs heavily on you, show up and share their story. And that's what the relay also does. It allows individuals to stand up and tell a little bit about the people they're honoring that day, who they're carrying. I've got tags that I carry that I've made for several people. This year I'm carrying a Staff Sergeant Austin Buren. He was a security forces member, Air Force security forces member that passed away in Syria just a few months ago. I've got a young man downstairs who was an Army soldier here, and he passed away just a couple of years ago. And one of his best friends, who's still serving at Fort Bliss, called me and said, hey, will you do something for me? And I was like, absolutely. And he goes, I want something to give to his family. His father lives here in El Paso. What can you do for me to help me kind of do something special? So we created not only a big poster for his dad to carry if his dad comes out, but we also made one of the tags, and we're going to frame it for him, and just so he knows that, there's people out there that care about his son and what his son did. And that's what it's about, and that's what we encourage. And we just want people to come out and just honor, that's what it's about, is just honoring not only the family members, but the fallen.
You got me in the feels, brother. Sorry. That's what it's all about. I hear you, man. Well, hey, thanks for giving us a buzz. And like I said, stay on the line. Mom,
okay.
Could you get some details from him so that way we can maybe have one of our social media guys throw it up on our web page or Facebook page?
Oh, that's too easy. I can just contact Lance.
Oh, just
You could contact Lance.
You could just
Say, "Oh, I
contact
don't know
Lance.
how
There you go. I was gonna. Okay. Well, all right. Well, then contact Lance.
Or John Cena.
Or John
Hey,
Cena. Call up John Cena. John Cena. Can you see me? Well, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and take a break and. God. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break and then everyone gets some warning shots in, and then we'll see you in a sec. Showits.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
Warning shots.
Is that actually a picture of the Antichrist crying? I like it. It's tasty.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shaking that ass on the floor, bumping and grinding that pole. The way she's grinding that pole, I think I'm losing control. Get drugged, get drunk, get crunk, get fucked up. Hit the strip club, don't forget once, get your dick rubbed, get fucked, get sucked, get wasted, shit tasted, pasted, blasted. You drink up, get a new drink, hit the bathroom sink up. Wipe your shoe clean, got a routine going, still got a few chunks on them shoestrings showing I was dehydrated to the beat vibrated. I was revived as soon as this bitch gyrated them hips and licked them lips, and that was it. I had to get Nate Dogg, get his thing some shit.
To the one, from the one to the three. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. Two to the one, from the one to the three. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy. I've been to the motherfucking mountaintop. Heard motherfuckers talk, seen them drop. If I ain't got a whip, then I'ma pick up a rock. And when I bust your ass, I'm gonna continue to rock. Get your ass off the wall with your two left feet. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Don't let that fine girl pass you by. Look real close, cause strobe lights. We're gonna have a party. Turn the music, let's get it started. Go ahead and shake your butt. I'm looking for a girl with a body and a sexy strip. Wanna get it poppin', baby, step right up. They got retarded. Some girls about it body. I'm looking for a girl that will do whatever the fuck I say. Every day she be giving it up. Shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Oh, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. I'm a menace, a dentist, and a more hygienist. Open your mouth for about 4 or 5 minutes. Take a little bit of this fluoride fitting. Switch, but don't spit it. Swallow it now, finish. Yeah. Me and Nate deal double G. Looking for a couple bitches with some double D's. Pop a little champagne and a couple D's. Slip it in a bubbly. We finna have a party. Turn the music, let's get it started. Go ahead, shake it. I'm looking for a girl I can fuck in my Hummer truck. Apple bottom jeans and a big old slut. They got retarded. Some girls about it body. I want a bitch that's scared at the crib with her panties on. Knows that she can, but she won't say no. Look at this lady all in front of me, sexy as can be. Tonight I wanna slut, would you be mine? Heard she was tricky from a friend of mine. Now I hope you don't get mad at me, but I told Nate you was a freak. Shake that ass for me, shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me, shake that ass for me. Oh, girl, shake that ass for me, shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me, shake that ass for me. We about to have a party. Turn the music, let's get it started. Go and shake it. I'm looking for a girl with a body and a sexy strip. Wanna get it poppin', baby, step right up. They got retarded. Some girls about it body. I'm looking for a girl that will do whatever the fuck I say. Every day she be giving it up. Two to the one, from the one to the three. I like good good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1 from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made a leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy. I've been to the motherfucking mountaintop. Heard motherfuckers talk, seen them drop. If I ain't got a weapon, I'm gonna pick up a rock. And when I bust your ass, I'm gonna continue to rock. Get your ass off the wall with your 2 left feet. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Don't let that fine girl pass you by. Look real close, cause strobe lights. We about to have a party. Turn the music, let's get it started. Go ahead, shake it. I'm looking for a girl with a body and a sexy stroke. Wanna get it poppin', baby, step right up. They got retarded. Some girls are blotted body. I'm looking for a girl that will do whatever the fuck I say. Every day she be giving it up.
We're back. Welcome back to the third segment of Sergeant's Time on this 11 May 2017.
Yay for third segment.
For the third segment today, though, the third segment's always stories from the inbox and the staff trials of me going through staff bullshit. God. So, had an interesting.
I hear a bunch of fucking whining and bitching, dude.
Dude, I know, man. I think this is the most whined I've. Yeah, you're right. I'm actually whining.
I think you're gonna fit in great.
Fuck off, Doc. Yeah, dude.
Hey, bro, I've never had to do it. I got out before that shit happened.
Yeah, you're lucky, bro. You're lucky. But anyways, hey, story from the main page. Hey, every I try to hit on the third segment, just a bunch of stuff going on the main page at U.S. Army WTF Moments, and some of the drama that we've been getting lately. Of course, I will say this: don't question our reach, because there's individuals that will like to. We've had people pick fights with us or wanting to meet them in specific areas at their obscure posts.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
And the individual was serious. The guy, what? You better meet me here because I got. Oh my god, here we go, dude. No, we're not going to meet you and try to fight you. Because we're pretty. I said we got some heavy hitters on the team. So good luck. But we do have individuals that like to say, well, you better come out. You notice now I'm equating everybody's talk to like skiff people. Skiff people. That sounds like a good parody song. Right
Wolverines.
Yeah.
Relax. Yeah,
exactly. So an individual posted something in his company area and thought it was funny, and he thought it was funny. Now, it wouldn't have been a big deal. However, it was a commander. And so, if it had been like a Joe, we would have laughed about it and said, ha ha ha. And we would have sent Hosea on a mission of mercy to go see why a specific post was made. And then that'd have been it. And everyone would have laughed and would have been, nobody would have been none the wiser, right? This guy was a company commander and decides to post something that is insulting to his NCOs. Now, me being of the diamond wearing type or former member of, and my commander posted something like that, yeah, we'd have had some words. What was it, Ice? What was it? Basically, instead of the creed of the non-commissioned officer, it was creed of the toxic NCO. And continued to belittle, and he thought it was pretty fucking funny. Well, we thought it was pretty fucking funny too when we jumped in. Well, actually, first off, it was one of our admins, and a couple other admins jumped on there, and then I jumped on there, and it was pretty much a dog pile on this guy. And he thought it was really fucking funny. Well, then he started like literally no shit. I'm gonna troll you and I'm gonna find you. You better come over here to this duty station and I'm gonna get you and you're better. Come on, let's have a let's go. Come on, Cletus. It was literally like that. So a quick call to his chain of command, and that was immediately, how can I say, he was mentored properly, and that was it. So I don't. We have this page for a reason. I mean, it's there to ensure that we're taking care of soldiers and their families, and of course provide you entertainment and news information from the U.S. Army and active duty and reserve and retired component. So we kind of see a lot of stuff that comes into the inbox that pertains to you in the currently serving on active duty or deployed. It doesn't matter. We've received, oh my God, another story from the inbox. We actually had a bid. Now, I never really thought that we had this much reach. Now, this is just mind you, this is just one event about, some dickbag in the inbox. But this was a bid in the Philippines. You guys remember that story? And
yeah, it was pretty awesome, heavy.
That was, well, not only that, but it was the most, I think, intense. No, I think that was the one that you were on, right? Weren't you on that one? You were on, yeah. Everybody was on it. Everybody in the team.
I helped out with it, but I had to pull out early.
So what it is that we had individuals. The way we work it, I'm not to get too much into TTPs, but immediately when we go on bid mode, we implement certain protocols, and then we have individuals that work at that, and then we obviously have the day-to-day of the main page. So I was given that specific duty of, ICE, here are the keys to the Death Star, don't wreck it. We got to work this bid. I'm like, wah. So we were able to find out an individual who was in a battle in distress, and we were able to locate him and assist and get a member of the WTF Nation in the Philippines to ensure that the guy was okay. And one of those in the fields moment, I felt good working for the organization that I'm part of right now. It is awesome to see everyone come together and everyone in the WTF Nation rally around to find out this guy if he needed some help, and the individual that was with him took care of him, make sure he was okay, made sure that he was going to be secured for the the rest of the night. And it was just awesome just to see something like that. So I guess the moral of the story is, don't fuck with our reach. The global WTF network, I guess you would say, right?
Right. This seems to be a recurring theme on our show.
Yeah.
The reach we have and the great shit we do constantly comes up on our show, and usually in this segment.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not bragging rights. We're not doing this to be braggarts about it, but we're doing this to let you know that we're not just all about posting crazy fucking memes, even though Doc Madness likes to throw the memes out. Because those, I mean, don't get me wrong, the memes are fucking hilarious.
Don't encourage him right now.
Hey, dude, we have to fucking provide something for me and the other autists.
I was waiting for that word.
And I did not mean to say artist.
You said autists, right? Not artists.
Correct.
Oh my god.
Do you even Spectrum, bro?
Do you even Spectrum? Does your dick touch your ass?
Spectrum what?
Spectrum.
Do you even
The Spectrum?
Do you Spectrum? Do you Spectrum? Spectronomist? Whatever. We're learning some of the stuff. But anyways, yeah. Once again, we would like to let you know that some of the stuff is not all about memes, funny jokes, and all this other stuff. We've noticed there's some issues with our current method of lately. You've noticed Montel Jordan has been making his lyrical debut on our main page about individuals. Now look, everyone says you correct a soldier, you're out in the Ville. Everybody knows, and it seems like there's this new fashion trend where a soldier, to be completely dicked up, takes off his ACU or his ACU tops. Believe it or not, they're still called ACUs. It's just now they're just a different pattern. Take off his ACU top and then untucks his shirt and unblouses his boots, and then there you go. This is how we do it. That's been
Thug Life.
yeah, Thug Life.
Like, I imagined it as a GIF with like that, the glasses dropping down and the blunt.
And the blunt
in
coming
his
up and all
mouth,
that.
with, like Doug Life.
So we're now seeing a circular argument with welfare soldiers. I keep bringing this up too. Welfare soldiers and welfare leaders that enable them. Now WTF Nation, we actually got called out. We got called out because, and you know, we sometimes take a step back and look at ourselves. I'd say a few days back there was a post where someone had put, and we did not want to assume the gender of this individual. Put something on somebody's car and said, "You're a fucking disgrace," and this and this. Now, immediately, not of course because there are some members that are of the WTF Nation that we totally appreciate, and then of course the fucking trolls come out. Well, obviously something had to have happened for that individual to say something. So it's kind of like family, and that's one thing we brought up. If your kid's acting up, you as a parent discipline your kid. But if somebody comes by and smacks your kid on the hand, what are you going to do? You're going to get the ass, right? Because nobody disciplines your kid but you. Well, we feel the same way. Instead of kicking a person when they're down or obviously highlighting something that's serious, which, let me give you a backstory on this. Everyone said, well, what the hell were they doing in Austin? They were at a bar. They were at, eating burgers. What the fuck were they doing there? Last week, for those of you that don't know, usually the first 2 weeks of each month, the reserve community, National Guard and U.S. Army Reserve, go out and play. They go do their weekend training, whatever, their mutas and all this other stuff. And then, as a matter of fact, next month you'll have next month, and then July is usually their 2 week, active reserve time, so that way they can go do their unit training. So you have to take that into consideration. So instead, it was assumed that what the hell were these soldiers doing in Austin on a weekend and blah 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 blah. Dickbag, they were reservists and they were getting chow and they were leaving where they were going and then they were going to get some chow and go back. Everybody does that. Everybody goes back and I mean, I do it too. I go out and, hey, what's going on, First Sergeant? Hey, what's going on? Hey, what do you do? Oh, I didn't know you eat here. Yeah, you know, I'm human too. I have to eat. And then that's it. But this individual had a one of those motion detected dash cams. And we were able, or he or she was able to capture he or she, whatever it was, fucking taking a pic. Now you're getting what I'm laying down, right? So we didn't know. Okay, thanks. We appreciate the tip. Thank you very much, and did some research about it. And immediately, instead of the WTF Nation being, whoa, this is bullshit. What the fuck? This is some, what's going on? Why the fuck you put on there? Immediately, everyone went and said, well, this soldier had to have fucking done something to do this shit. This is fucked up, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, really? You fucking trolls want to talk to all that fucking shit, and then the next thing you know, well, then that's what brings up to the question. Well, then, how come you guys are hypocritical? You guys need to bring up other people. You need to show soldiers at their worst and at their best. I'm like, okay.
Dude, the same shit.
As you wish, fam.
The chicks that committed suicide.
Yes.
That fucking post is out of control.
Yeah, it is.
It's hypocrisy, fucking bullshit. I'm like, dude, you need a fucking new dictionary.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what that word means.
Yeah. So that now I'm gonna get to that in a minute too. So that right there in itself was in its own hilarity due to the fact that now, of course, because we posted, the kids and their infractions of AR 670-1 goes back to the welfare leaders. Now soldiers give NCOs attitude. Now it's not like back in the day when ICE joined, and if an NCO told you to do something and you said, hey, fuck off, Sarnt, and then the NCO,
you get your ass whooped.
Yeah, the NCO immediately walked up to you on or off post and said, excuse me, what did you say, Private ICE? And you immediately locked up. And if not, you usually had, he was probably hanging out with a couple other NCOs. He shook your fucking wig. Because you knew you had the discipline that you were not fucking idiot. No one I've ever thought as a private to take off my BDU green fatigues, is what they used to call them.
Fucking tiger stripes.
Yeah. This isn't Saigon, bro. And
this isn't NAMDA rules.
Exactly. So you don't sit there and then immediately, now we're being called hypocrites because we were protecting the individual about certain things. So now, welcome to the fucking Free Fire event, where now these NCOs cannot even correct a soldier. And of course, you have all these armchair quarterbacks that are trolling inside the fucking comments saying, well, you know, you should have said something. God, I'm making fun of all the skiff people. Everyone's a skiff monkey now. Yeah. You should have posted, you should have corrected that. So you should have got a picture of that individual's face. And yeah, we're totally going to blow our protocol the way we do things and blast somebody's face. And then just let them fucking happen. No, that individual probably got told or whatever, or everyone probably made fun of it. And then of course there's the begging, please, you need to take this down.
He's already been punished.
He's already been punished. Take it down. Exactly. You need to take that down, please. The world is going to end. So for you little fucks that went around with uniform infractions that like us, we appreciate it. We're not going to be deterred by you having NCOs that have to correct you, and then you get the ass with them. Sergeants, I apologize on behalf of the NCO Corps that the NCO Corps is not supportive enough to let you beat the fuck out of these little bastards when they fucking disrespect you. But it's okay. Feel free to send it to us. We'll be more than happy to post it. Sans, you know, of course, PII. We're not going to blast nobody's identity, even no matter what, unless, you know, of course, it's an event that is praising somebody or in a memorial. But that's just the policy of it.
Here's the thing about that, though. So by the time we get it and we put that shit on blast, minus the PII, they're already going to know who it is. Because you can guarantee, because of social media and the way today's Army is ran, it's been shared within the ranks and outside of it.
Yep. So what you know what? That's a good point. That is a very good point. You should
don't ask us to take it down. It's on the internet, dude. It's not going down. We already got it from somebody else.
Exactly.
I mean, like fucking goddamn the U.S. Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Fucking dudes already bastardized it and put crayons all over it. Yeah. It's not going down.
Exactly. It's not going to happen. But my biggest point being is that by the time we get an image into the inbox, more than likely he probably shot it out to other social media platforms, because usually, believe it or not, some of the posts and pictures that we have posted on here that we don't post usually ends up being like a false post, like the combat patch incident with 2CR. That memo that was rolling around, and everyone said that 2CR is cracking down on soldiers wearing combat patches because we don't want the soldiers who didn't go to combat not feel like they were inclusive into the unit.
We actually
but
called that one out when
we
posted
did.
It. Yeah,
we did.
No, we were the first ones to actually.
We were the first ones to rebuke it. To say it was false.
Yeah.
However, other posts went crazy with it.
Yeah, dude, it was like supposed to be some Op4 fucking psyop shit.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think even
exactly.
Army Times fucking posted it.
Yeah, Army.
No, they posted that. They reposted our. Fucking,
they reposted our
investigation.
Our investigative detailed report about it. So I'm gonna tell you about something else that's kind of got me. Okay, fuck that. Fuck all this. Got the trolls. Okay, so if you're gonna fucking get corrected again, if it's sent to us in the main page, we're not gonna fucking take it down. Because by the time we get it, more than likely you have probably sent it to 10 other fucking people. 10 awesome shit. My drill sergeant said. You probably send it to those guys and a bunch of those guys 5 times. Then you send it to your fucking friends. Hey, fuck that. So everyone, there's not one individual. That's the way the human network terrain works. So this new thing that's coming about, and that's like this. I've seen 3 images on it, and it's quite disturbing. There seems to be some cheat method of somebody to hold somebody's feet for fucking sit-ups, and it would appear that if you, as the person holding the feet of somebody conducting the sit-up exercise of the Army physical fitness test, that you yourself get in a push-up position and put your fucking head and face in somebody's junk.
Oh, yeah.
To fucking hold their feet. Now, the correct way of holding someone's feet is by their ankles and their ankles only, and you must be, as the holder, I'm a master fitness trainer, so I can say this, the person holding the feet. I went to the big Army dealio on how to fucking hold somebody's feet. I was trained. They trained me to hold feet. You gotta hold it
That
like.
sounds so gay, dude.
It is, dude. You're on your knees basically, and you're putting weight on, or you're holding the ankles, so that way the individual's feet don't move when they're flat. And of course, as long as their heels remain in contact with the ground and no more than a foot apart, then obviously that's the correct method of holding. Now what we're seeing individuals with their feet fucking spread apart. And another one we saw with their feet together with the guy's head in his junk. So,
Dude, it's literally the easiest PT event. Like, if you're cheating that, you're a fucking scumbag.
well, they do that because they're that way, and that's the whole method. You cannot hold a soldier's feet to where it will provide them an advantage in conducting a repetition for a sit-up. So, we posted a pic of somebody who, said fucking, holding feet position, I guess you'd say. I don't even know what the fuck to call it. It looked nasty as fuck. I know somebody's fucking doing an APFT, and it's fucking hot ass in fucking Georgia or Fort Sam Houston, and you're sweating your nuts off, and you've had Chinese food the night prior. I guarantee it, I'm not sticking my face in anybody's fucking junk. Nor if someone says, Ice, can you do me a favor and hold my feet like this, like you saw on Army WTF Moments? No. I'm not. This is the new method. It's a new method.
Like, hey, you want to smell this fucking curry? Motherfucker.
I had Indian 2 nights ago. How'd you know? But anyways, I'm not going to hold your feet like that. So we posted a pic of said what the fuck, because that is a true what the fuck. We were immediately threatened. You better take this down. If you don't take this down, we're going to seek legal action. Really? Damn.
Bring it.
Bring it. We have the best JAG team in the world. Never lost a case so far.
He ain't scared of shit.
And
I didn't realize it was a legal thing. I thought it was like just because the dude looked gay.
No, that was the
And
other.
then his wife was the first one to message us.
There
I was
you
like,
go.
dude,
It was
they got
his
some
wife.
repressed Fucking
No.
nagging issues in that relationship.
No, but it was even better was because his wife and I don't know if it was his brother or best friend sent identical messages, like literally cut and paste messages to us. So I'm like, the hell is that? The hell, what the fuck is that? Why are you holding your feet like? Well, if you don't do this, then that person's gonna. We're gonna seek litigation and we have counsel and we're like, really? Oh my god! Because as soon as someone says we're gonna sue you, as soon as someone says we're gonna seek legal action, and then I'm gonna call my chain of command, then immediately we activate our protocols and we're like excited for it. We want it. We want it to happen. We want to see what's going on. And yeah. So when you threaten us, guess what's gonna happen? We become more resistant to taking a post down. I remember when we had
We've taken shit down just because the dude would like, or chick would message us legitimately and be like, "Hey man, I fucked up," and like they take the, accept responsibility for it, and they just like legitimately ask us without begging or anything. They provide us good, legible arguments, and we've taken shit down that normally like. It really is like no big deal. It would be just, no like significant consequences to the person asking us to take it down. But if they're just like reasonable and accept responsibility for fucking up, then I know that the top echelon of the Jedi Council is pretty willing to take those down, in my experience.
Yeah. Well, you don't start off a conversation with, you need to take this down immediately. I didn't give you permission to post this. Oh, really? Okay. Or my favorite is, who sent this to you?
Well, no,
we're not going to
like,
give
yeah,
you.
Dude. No wonder you need to fucking cheat on your fucking sit-ups. Can't even English, bro.
Well, we didn't say that, but I'm just saying. We just thought it was fucking funny. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just, dude. It's not gonna go with you at all. So,
dude, I didn't even realize it was a cheating thing on that sit-ups post. I didn't.
It is.
Fucking...
Well, as a matter of fact, when you brought it up, that was the very conversation to staff PT, to HSC PT. What was it, Tuesday or something like that? Yeah, today's Thursday. So Tuesday, it was a discussion of that because they saw it on the main page, and so the Joes were all like. The S1 kids was talking about that. I'm gonna I'm gonna hold your feet like that crappy ass on WTF Moments. I'm like, oh my god, they're talking about that gay ass method of, and then one of them tried to simulate it because the S1 N2IC said, what are you talking about? What PT did? Yeah, and so they demonstrated it to their N2IC, and he was laughing his ass off, and then he was like, that's bullshit, that ain't gonna work. And then they're like, no, really Soren, it actually, the way they do it actually gives you an advantage. I'm like, what?
Fucking echelon.
I was just like, what? Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? So literally, yeah, exactly. These nuts in your face.
Show me on the doll.
Yeah, show me on the doll where the PT test took place. So, so yeah, exactly. So it's not going to be one of those things where, yeah, and then I didn't, they're like, hey, all right, you want to try it out? No, get the fuck away from me. You're not holding my feet. So, yeah, it's when they want to hold your feet. It's when you have to be worried. So, yeah. So going back to what I was saying. Nope, we're not going to take the picture of the MP down with the MP with his weapon fucking pointed towards his face or his head. We're not taking that one down either. Ice loves MPs. However, that's just straight stupid. If you are sitting with your weapon pointed in the direction the way it is pointed, there's something wrong with you, kid. Especially when you're just sleeping on yeah, no, ain't gonna happen. No way.
What's the first rule about weapons?
The first rule is you don't point it to yourself or anybody else unless you know it's unloaded, and never point an unloaded weapon at anybody, because there's been statistics where people have died from unloaded weapons, quote unquote, than loaded weapons.
True. Source of feed, bolt face, and chamber.
Yep.
3-point safety check, motherfuckers. And also never leave a loaded gun down when you're not physically in control of it. And if you pick any weapon up, always fucking do a 3-point safety check, even if you just laid it down for a minute beforehand, to make sure that you're fully aware of what fucking, position it's in.
Yeah, but as law enforcement, I mean, if you look at it, even the caption said, MP better wake up, because I lost my shit when I saw that. I literally wanted to call that individual's chain of command. Dude, you need to unfuck your kid. Now, there's some posts that we get in the main page. We actually do not at all. We don't post at all, only because of the hotness of the post. The spitting hot fire of freaking controversy. You know what I mean? So if you
we get some good stuff.
We
could easily start a shitstorm.
Yes, yes, believe it or not, even for U.S. Army WTF moments, they're just something that is way too WTF that we won't even post. When we're like, dude, we need to call their chain of command. There's no such thing as we're just gonna go ahead and no way, dude. We're just gonna give them a call. Hey, CSM. We have individuals of each rank that handle specific individuals of that rank. So we have, of said rank dealing with a CSM, or of said field grades, or of chief grades to discuss or any issues with those specific ranks. Because I'll be honest with you, some of this shit, hey, dude, you need to fucking chill, man. You need to fucking... You got something going on with this. And then normally it's received a little bit with some skepticism. Skepticism. God, I can't even talk right.
Fucking skips getting to you, dude.
Yeah, the skips get to me, bro. Skepticism. And we get told...
It's all that recirculated air.
Yeah, well, actually, it's that recirculated air that you're breathing, Ice, and I like your Facebook.
Little fuckers. And we call them up and say, hey, look, we do, like I said, we get the raised eyebrow. I'm like, well, who are you? And they're like, well, is this your soldier? Papoink. And then we're like, oh, thank you very much. We appreciate this. You're not putting this on the main page or on WTF, are you? Nope, we're not. We're just giving you a courtesy. What was that one article? Take heed at your peril or not? You could not, whatever. So it's kind of funny. But Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. What other stories from the main page? We got the ever so famous Avion washed striker. Now that is elitism. I mean to the max. Yes. Yes, indeed. We're too good for normal water, so we wash our striker with bottled water. Yes, indubitably. Smashing. So
I didn't see that one. That's pretty fucking good.
yeah, it is pretty good. That was a post that was done a while back. But yeah, it was.
Dude, I remember that reminds me of Iraq, like OIF 1, where we had to ration water. I was like, this is not going to be good.
No, I know what you're talking about. When it all of a sudden it stopped, and then they said, I remember they said, "Do you have teeth?" Oh, I remember the sergeant major. "You have teeth?" I'm like, "Roger, sergeant major. Don't brush them." We're rationing water. I'm like, what? I mean, I still brush my teeth anyways, but yeah. There's also one about zero. Did you guys see the 0 to no fucks world record time? That post?
Yeah, dude, I reposted that shit on the meme page.
Oh my god.
That is beautiful.
That is I would say
check out the meme page. I threw some fucking pretty livid hashtags down.
What the fuck? Look, Sergeant asshole, this is not my husband's fucking number. You worthless piece of shit, is how the message came back from a dependa, or a spouse of a soldier. Wow. What was really funny was that they were talking about, you tell you and your superiors what I think of you and your Jedi leadership skills. Everyone else must be forced to suck your dick all day to make you feel like a man, but sorry, honey, I'm not your bitch. Unquote. Damn. And then it was in a group text, and then finally the response of the group text was, "Whose wife was that?" That was classic.
What's funny about that is all the comments are saying, "Oh my God, that soldier's gonna be in so much trouble." Da, 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 da. My response would have been, "Why are you texting my wife?"
I was about to say, why have you accidentally texted my spouse? Uh-huh.
I think somebody pissed in her Wheaties that morning.
I would say so. Or it would appear somebody was getting some of that woo woo woo. So yeah. That's what I'm thinking happened. So, but yep. See what else is going on the main page. To catch you guys up, because I know sometimes you guys are just sitting here bullshit. Sir, NCO, sir, are you sure of this road? LT, yes, Sergeant, don't worry. 1 hour later is da fuck is the name of the damn.
Yeah, that's a real place.
That's a real place. I was about to say.
Yeah.
That is a real place. Da fuck. So thank you, posters, for actually. Who sent this in? Oh shit! It was done by Weapons of Meme Destruction. A very interesting meme page. The mother of all memes come from there. Let me see. Oh yeah, we're now starting to submit. We want you to submit your stories. Kind of like. Somebody said, "Oh, you mean like Penthouse Forums?" No, not like Penthouse Forums. It's got to be some good shit. It's got to be some.
Hey, some of that is good writing.
No, some of it is good. No, okay, I take that back. There was one story that I was like, "Oh, maybe we should send this to Penthouse Forums."
Gabby, what?
So we want to know what the fuck moment is. We want your stories. We don't care how old, new, long, or short it is. We want it. Send it, of course, to Sam Permission. Oh yeah, that's right. We get the fan submission page on our website at www on the 3Ws armywtfmoments.com. Yes, we have our own website now. Of course, if you want to check it out and throw in your stories, it's pretty badass. It's actually a pretty good informative page. We have actually had more source. How can I say this? We've had media source that page more than anything else. I again, not to sound like a braggart, but that's pretty fucking cool. When we have the Army Times saying, "Hey, I saw this on your webpage," and you're like, "Whoa, what? Really? Cool." But whatever happened to fucking the 232?
I don't know. We haven't heard anything about that in a hot minute.
Yeah. Just noticed that. There's like no Jose's like we haven't heard. Yeah, I was about to say I haven't heard from Jose in a long time. He's still on assignment. That dude is freaking busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But he was covering some of the 232 stuff, and he went TDY, so he said, I gotta go take this, I gotta take off and do this shit right here, and this is for the story. yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I guess kind of think about it. Well, where is fucking Jose in that story? He said he was gonna give us some updates about the 232. The 232. But again, if you're living under a rock, going back to the news again, what we were talking about at the beginning of the show is that the POTUS fires the FBI director James Comey, and then that's when the conspiracy theories went freaking off the chain, and it was fucking nuts.
And he is. Hold on. Trump is not the first president to fire a director of the FBI. Clinton fired his as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. And straight up, oh, your buddy, you're fired. You fucking suck. And that was it. He's gone.
I think the funniest thing of all of it is how Comey learned how he was fired.
Yeah. You know what? He thought he was being spoofed. He thought it was Federal Bureau of Investigation Moments page, something like that. I just made that up. They don't really have that. He was was talking about, I guess he was talking about being part of some cyber division or something like that, and he was about ready to come out. And then he saw on the news that, you know, fucking POTUS fires FBI director James Comey, and he was like, yeah, yes, there's no way he's gonna fire me. And then the next thing you know, he's fucking
shit canned.
You know what? Not only he was so shit canned that he was TDY somewhere, and he had to find his own way back to work.
I didn't even know that part.
Well, he was in San Diego when it happened. You're fired. Straight up. So he had they didn't even let him clear his fucking desk out. No, straight up. No. As a matter, they probably said, don't turn your badge, turn your gun. As a matter, no, just give it to the FBI agent that's standing next to you. What FBI agent that's standing next to me? And then the guy shows up. Sir, your credentials, please. Ooh. Someone lost their fucking, shit, their B's and C's. I did not know the significance of B's and C's to people.
What?
Yeah. Fuck. From what I heard, that was, yeah. So, anyways. I don't know what the fuck that means, but you know what I mean, right?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. So.
Badge and credentials, right?
God, yeah, of course. Why don't you just fucking say it there, Chelsea Manning? But anyways,
oh, dude. All right.
Just fucking with
fucking. Don't fucking.
He's gonna weaponize himself here soon.
He's gonna weaponize. Bro, come on, man.
That's a fucking doxing. That's a bad line. That's a doxing.
That's a doxing. I love you, brother. I was just overhearing some conversations, and then I don't know if it was in that specific who it was or not, because I know those things are like pretty fucking close hold. Like specifically, only certain people know. There's only certain numbers, and that's it. All I know is that someone lost them, and I was like, oh shit, is that a big deal? And you know, when you ask somebody of that career field, if it's a big deal, then of course you get the spiraled out of control story of, well, of course it's a big deal because of, you know what I mean? Just fucking, they just go into this big long story of why it's a big deal. And I'm like, oh.
Did this happen in your new location that you overheard this?
I overheard it in my new location that they talked about somebody who was at another location, not specifically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was about. Like I said, I was overhearing it. And that's all it was. And I'm like, is that a big deal? And they're like, oh, ice, you don't realize it's. Oh,
I'll do some probing tomorrow.
Yeah, find out. I don't know where it was at. I don't know if it was like fucking somebody talking.
I can find out.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if it was some Vietnam story or if it was a fucking some guys talking shit. But you know, skiff monkeys are usually pretty truthful in their fucking rument. Skiff monkeys. I said that and everyone's like, oh, that's fucked up.
That's offensive.
That's offensive. No, actually, they thought it was funny. Some of them thought it was funny. So now that's like, you know, and that's an old term too. So it's not like I just made it up just now, and the next thing you know, it's going to be popping my ID. It's weird being in the staff. I'm just telling you, it's really fucking weird being in staff. But anyways, so yeah, is that what you're talking about, Amy? He was freaking. You fired him on his fucking. On his TDY or something like that?
Yeah, he was out there giving I guess a conference speech or whatever to the police department, and that's how he found out. They thought it was a prank, and
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
Sorry. That's crazy. Again, conspiracies unite.
That would be like boss calling the show and just telling us we're
Yeah.
fired.
Telling us all three, hey, Ice, Great Cloud, Doc Madness, Mom, you're fired. And next thing you know, the signal goes dead.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so he got fired. That's some crazy shit. Now,
Karma's a bitch.
yeah, well, is it? I don't know, man. Honestly, do you really think that he is? I mean, was he obstructing? It seems like, I think he was like kind of worried about he was going to be like Vince Foster. Because isn't that the same situation that happened with the other director? Wasn't the other director of FBI the same way too when Clinton fired his ass? It was like a day prior to fucking Vince Foster being found in the fucking forest for a, quote, suicide, unquote.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't talk about
They got the wrong Vince.
Yeah, they got the wrong
Vince Vaughn.
Oh shit, we got the wrong one. Damn it. Fuck.
I mean, this is how I look at it. If you're not going to do your fucking job and you're going to be incompetent, guess what? You're gone. No longer the days where you're protected underneath the Obama administration and you can just hold that cabinet position for a long ass
that,
time.
dude.
Yeah, you know, that's another thing too.
Get rid of everybody.
Yeah, and I think that's what everybody's freaking out about.
That's the case.
Everyone's freaking out due to the fact that they're having, I think 8 years of nobody getting in trouble. That's what it is. We've had 8 years, actually no, longer than that, of nobody getting busted.
Well, look at the prime example, the VA. Look at Bob McDonnell. He was the head of the VA for a long ass time and knew about the scandals that were going on.
But so did Eric
within the
Shinseki.
VA.
So did Eric
Yeah.
Shinseki. Eric Shinseki knew about the same scandal, the very said scandals going on during the Bush administration. And that's what I'm saying. Now people are starting to see motherfuckers get fired or removed from office or being asked to be, whatever. But this is no shit straight up firing. You're fired.
Well, dude, Black Beret. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. Skiff Monkey. Wait a minute. Why are you asking about what a skiff monkey is? Mr. Freaking... I don't even know how to pronounce your name, dude. Secured compartmented information facility or something like that. It's where all this. That's all where all the stuff that nobody's supposed to know what it's about. How about that? There you go. And it's not a...
That's a doxing.
That's a... exact. You see that? Dox his ass. A skiff, it's not like a skiff, like a boat or something like that. That's a skiff. No, it's actually Sierra Charlie India Foxtrot, and that's the term skiff. And so, a skiff monkey. So it's almost like a...
Just need to know, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Skiff.
Skiff.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yarg.
With the monkeys.
Avast ya monkeys. Skiff monkeys. Arg. Where's your insoms? So again, he went, what? We have all these individuals who have been in these top positions, cabinet positions, and I think he's just like saying, fuck it, you're fired. But yeah, but you don't understand that they're fired. He's just like, fucking fired. Yeah, but you don't fired. But I didn't fired.
He's stuck on repeat.
He is. Well, I think it's funny. We'll see what happens.
I think that actually starts happening across the board. And to just kind of back that, like, if the American people actually knew how much power they had, the Congress would be replaced in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're starting to see that everybody and not getting along with... It was funny.
It's common core, dude.
Yeah.
They're dousing everybody with, like, fucking retardation at a fucking young age.
No, my point being... well, that too. But the point being is that you've not seen anybody... I just what it is I've not seen anybody being held accountable for anything. Nobody's held accountable. You've had individuals that were this old time, we're going to go ahead and do this and do that. And then start talking about this whole fucking... the replacement of the Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. Everyone's flipping the fuck out about that. So like, whatever. I don't care. I just like watching shit. I'm just getting popcorn and watching shit burn. That's what you got to deal with it. But, anyways, we also had whatever crazy event that we have. what was it? Something popped up. I guess we also had another one. Bites the dust. We had Trump's a second Army Secretary bow out. I didn't even realize that we had one coming in. What happened with him?
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
So he withdrew his pulled his name from the hat. Some of what I was reading is it has to go with deal with some comments that he made about the LGBTQ FY PD 9/11 community, whatever you want to call it, and them serving.
I just got that. I'm like, what?
And the Trump administration apparently did not want that kind of because let's face it, Trump has a hard time getting people fucking through the system at the moment. So he didn't want that to have any issues with him being appointed. So the rumor is that there was pressure from the administration and Trump's staff for him to withdraw, that they didn't want to support his nomination anymore. Whether that's true or not, who knows? The left-leaning personnel are spinning it that this guy wants nothing to do with the administration and is a very great guy and all this other garbage. So it gets spun both ways, and it gets really old.
I was about to say, it is getting kind of fucking old. It's getting real old.
It's not gonna stop, dude. Like, they're just fucking loud, obnoxious degenerates.
Yeah. No, I'm just. So I mean, some of the stuff, because we have our own. We actually do have writers on the WTF Nation staff, which is pretty impressive. We got some good writing skills. Army Secretary nominee Mark Green has withdrawn from the consideration amid fierce opposition from the Democrats and advocacy groups. The Hill reports that Green blamed the false and misleading attacks against him, and he was stepping aside so as not to be a distraction. It is with deep regret that I'm withdrawing my nomination to be held to be the Secretary of the Army, he said in a statement. I'm honored that President Trump nominated me for this position, and I also appreciate the fact that he's got some confidence in me, and yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Make America great again. Who do you trust? Green stirred intense controversy over the past comments of his voting record as a Tennessee state senator, opposition to his stances on the LGBT community, Muslims, Latinos, birth control, evolution, and the Second Amendment. What the fuck does evolution have to do with this?
Well, it's Tennessee, dude. It's like the short bus fucking equivalent.
He has been quoted as saying that transgender is a disease. And agreed.
So he's doing his job. He's representing the people of Tennessee appropriately.
Well, I'm just saying he agreed with the questioner who said that we need to take a stand on the indoctrination of Islam in our public schools, among other controversial statements. Prior to his nomination, Green was known for his former military background. He was a special operations flight surgeon. Special operations flight surgeon. An emergency physician during the operation that captured Saddam Hussein. He was also the first person to interrogate Saddam Hussein following his capture. He's the second nominee for the Army Secretary to withdraw. Billionaire Vincent Viola withdrew in February over difficulties untangling from his financial ties. Damn. So,
I volunteer to be
Army. I'll be Sec Army. Fuck yeah, dude. I'll drop paperwork right now to be a Sec Army. Oh, speaking of paperwork, the QMP list has been out, so vaya con Dios, guys. Good luck. You are to be briefed by your first lieutenant colonel in your chain of command to inform you that you are being under the Quality Management Program, or the QMP. So in other words, pink slips, and you have to undergo its specific appeals process. Yes, it's back. We're bringing QMPs back. So the notices are out.
Because we gotta make room for snowflakes.
We gotta make room for more people who are really not qualified to be in the military. So, what is going on about this farm? Oh yeah. So, thank you for bringing it up. Somebody, God, you always bring up the good shit like right before we're about ready to close out, because I think the boss is gonna talk about this tomorrow. The VA is starting to curtail pain relieving medication. And they're now requiring individuals to, I guess, be weaned off of it. I don't know what the backstory is of that, but if Mom, do you know anything about that?
I just heard about it today. From my understanding, that various VAs are going to quit prescribing uh, pain medications, narcotics to their patients.
And that's because it's in line with the president stating that America is undergoing an opioid problem, right? Is it along that specific
I haven't
rationale?
went in, or read into detail about it, but I mean, it's apparently obvious that America has a opioid problem.
It's not any greater. It's not substantially different than it was like 5 years ago. I'm actually like pretty read up on that shit, and if it had anything to do with any Trump statements, that's just correlation, not causation. The problem with opioid treatments in the VA have been ongoing since like for 10 years now, at least. And there's been other measures done to try to address the issue already. Like the pain clinics basically were given complete oversight of prescription management for veterans. That way, they wouldn't be prescribed incompatible medications from like one specialist or another one, or double dosing them with opioids. So that was like it was like a half-assed measure, I think. But I also think that the way that I've heard you guys phrase this part right now, I don't think that that's going to have any significant effect on the actual problem anyway. I think it's a matter of lack of continuity and database management.
I was just about to say,
within the
I
VA.
think, yeah, exactly. I think that's what it is. I just think that if you have an ailment or something that requires you to take pain medication or something that's pain management, there's no therapy, physical therapy method to be relieved of it. You know what I mean? They're not going to go in and say, oh, okay, well, the reason why you're having this chronic knee pain is because you need to have meniscus surgery, so we're going to go ahead and schedule some meniscus surgery to get that squared away. They're not, or you're going to get a fake knee. Instead, they want to throw Skittles at you and say, this is what you need to take because you're fucking faking it and you're draining the system. You know, whatever. Because we're getting the stories that now there have been some people that have not gotten too accustomed to it that are actually concerned that if they get taken off of it, it's the end of their world.
And it will be. That's the thing that I was going to bring up, is that there's what's the plan for managing those people that are already addicted to them? Because some of them have been on it for like
decades,
even a year, dude. Being on opioids for a year, that's irresponsible to do in the first place. I totally agree with them looking at it as something that shouldn't be done anymore. But the people that already are in that boat, there's got to be that should be the primary like focus of like who are we getting, because those are going to be the immediate
main concern,
most significant population group that's most significantly affected by that, I think. And it's going to lead to the problem with that, dude, is like if you take them off of opioids, they're going to go out and they're going to start buying street drugs, and
Yes.
it's going to create like
Yes.
a huge influx of dudes going to prison, dudes committing suicide,
Yep.
and dudes I'm using indefinite.
You know, and that was going to be my
gender
next.
neutral.
That was going to be my next comment. Was that it is. There are going to be some people who are going to be desperate of it, and they're not going to know how to handle it because of the side effects of it. I've been on long-term medication before myself, and I tell you what, man, holy fuck. And everyone says, oh, you know, you're not taking these meds because now you sound like you're in a better mood or you're whatever. I'm like, really? And I mean, you don't think you're going through it, and then you get to a situation where you start to become desperate, and then you're right. It could lead to the suicidal ideations.
It's addiction, dude.
Yeah,
Like, it's
exactly.
I've been there personally, and it's not a matter of you deciding to go, and I think that you lose some free will there, and and it's not something I would personally never judge somebody that's like, even if they decided to start using street drugs on their own, it doesn't matter. Like, they're not in control of themselves. They're not that person when they're on the fucking drugs. And instead of rehabilitating and spending money to rehab people, we fucking throw them into prisons and create like this cycle I'm not gonna get into all that shit, but I think that it's like that's a separate issue. But when the VA is responsible for being the first the reason why they're on the meds in the first place, when I'm not gonna say that they don't need it, who knows, but I do know that they are known to pretty heavy-handedly prescribe those type of addictive medications.
Oh, and being under some of those medications myself, you begin to have a sense of fear of what happens when you come off. I literally was at a point to where I had to, oh my God, you're going to take me out. What's going to happen to me? You know what I mean? You start to, was I addicted? Fuck, I don't know. But like you were saying, there was just some things that I didn't realize that when someone say, hey dude, you've been doing a lot better. And you got family members telling you, hey man, you've been a lot better ever since you kind of, it just feels really, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I think the boss is going to talk about it tomorrow. Which congrats, by the way, boss. I'm going to say it. What happened? What was a significant day for the boss today? Do you know, Mom?
Oh, I do.
Did he get a vasectomy?
No.
No, his daughter graduated from high school today.
Yay! Congrats to the Red Lake family. Damn, guys. Well, it's time to go. I'm getting ready for skiff work tomorrow.
You and me both.
God. That blows. Anywho, always have a show. What I was gonna say, every day this week, we've had Facebook Live up. I don't know if you guys have been noticing a lot. There's seeing a lot more Facebook Live action. Yes, we are now catching up to the times to where we are now having our broadcast on Facebook Live, and pretty soon we're going to have weekend Facebook Lives once the guys get some help with some technical issues. Not to no fault of their own, of course, but have a show every night, 20 to 2300. And Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, we have Liquid Lunch with Pie, Mom, and Jay Ready. And then I might as well just go ahead and blast off the freaking stories. Here we got Monday, the edition with Red Lake. Tuesday is Tied Up Tuesday with Cuffs and Minks. WTF Wednesday with Jay Ready and Jim Beam. Thursday is Sergeant's Time with Ice. And the main page admins. Friday Night Freedom with Red Leg on Fridays. Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Ready. And then, of course, Sunday, The Green Room. Always having a show here. You guys, sometimes you'll even hear us do like a sound test or playing with the music or whatever. So you never know what's going to happen when you get on here. Always, of course, enjoy and jump on our Facebook page at facebook.com/WTFNER. And then, of course, always like and share all the posts that we have on US Army WTF Moments. Thank you once again.
We're not communists.
Yeah, dude, where are you at?
Chill, bro. Perfect.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Are you on the road again? I'll just say that. Are you on the road again?
I'm in a fucking skiff, bro.
I fucking knew it. Oh man. All right, y'all. Have a good one, and thanks for coming on. See you.
Warning shots.
Shots. Warning shots. Not y'all.
Now the shit's about to.
The bitches, they love visuals.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Socializing with the bad
baddest bitches went from a bucket to a rag with switches. I'm seeing death around the corner. I'm bumping Gloria, doing 90 cause I wanna. I'm getting high like I said it was some chocolate time mixed in some Indonesia. Watch me fry, and even though I know the cops behind me, hit the weed enough, I continue doing 90. Will I get caught? Another ticket, get the kick, get in court. Fuck the law, give a shit, I'm even worse than before. I know they wanna see a nigga buried, but I ain't worried, still throwing these things. Got me locked in these chains, and hey nigga, what the fuck is you wailing about? Soon as I hit the cell, I'll be bailing out. And when I hit the streets, I'm in the rush the ball. I'm screaming thug like nigga, fuck y'all. I've been locking on them all. I can slip in the burning of my mind. To believe that you made your message clear. It's in my mind, nothing comes in my head. Reading out something that I feel. Leaving me with images I know I'm not with. All those words of condemnation, man, I hear. It's in my mind,
Entertainment is changing, intertwining with gangsters. Land of the killers, a sinner's mind is a sanctum. Holy or unholy, only have one homie. Only this gun, lonely, cause don't anyone know me. Yeah, everybody just feels like they can relate. Words are a motherfucker, they can be great, or they can degrade. Even worse, they can teach. It's like these kids hang on every single statement we make, like they worship us. Plus all the stores ship us platinum. Now how the fuck did this metamorphosis happen? From standing on corners and porches just rapping, to having a fortune, no more kissing ass. Then these cliques crucify you, journalists try to burn you, fans turn on you, attorneys all wanna turn it to. They hands on every dime you have. They want you to lose your mind every time you have. Knocking on them all. I can slip in the burning of my mind. To believe that you made your message clear. It's in my mind, nothing comes in my head. Reading out something that I feel. Leaving me with images I know I'm not with. All those words of condemnation, man, I hear. It's in my mind, nothing comes in my head. Yeah, I think they with me, man. Yeah, this is Kansas City, man.
The industry still pumps, that's why they real slump. But when we indies drop all our records, we will dump. Having a good time just stacking it with Travis, we laid back. Doing about 150 with slots in the Maybach. Of course you doubt that I'm making a work amount. I got Ozone, Murder Dog, Double XL and source accounts. Killer in and remorse is out. Fucks around me, you heard that from the horse's mouth. RBCs, it ain't coming from Fontana, it's coming from strange music's Dantana in a calm manner. I say this in baritone. We gon' make it all center. Hunting you in your dreams, you wake up screaming in falsetto. MTV clip me, birthday bash show. I got fans like Cat Castro that'll boost my cash flow. MTV completely, we sick of it. You won't give a bitch. Just look at my eyes and my blood and my ligaments. You can see that like I need a don't give a shit.
Knocking on them all. I can sip in the burning of my mind. To believe that you made your message clear. Reading out something that I feel. Leaving me with images I know I'm not with. All those words of condemnation, man, I hear. To my mind, I lost my mind.